What brings you here? I didn't see your name on the list of rune hunters. You are looking for someone. And well, that might be wise. If you need a place to stay, you can use this place. This is a temporary camp, and we will be leaving soon.
How can he order rune? Is there...
I didn't know our end. We are wait. Not all. Can I add the terrain?
I haven't seen you. I'm anywhere from the...
Turn this down. Turn. Check, 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 check. Hmm. Hopefully that takes out the background. Hopefully that too. Yeah, I think that should be good. Sorry, having problems with the mic. Oh well, whatever. Being silly. I was talking the whole time and nobody could hear me, so they just bounced out of the stream. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Freaking amazing. I need to find out if I can even convert this thing, because I don't think I can. Yeah, because I don't think I can convert the fire to... Oh well, it don't matter for right now. I was gonna see if I could freaking figure out how to convert. Who's you looking for? Oh. Upstairs, maybe? Yeah, sorry, Drake. Hold on. I was talking with my wife. So, I was thinking, I had this one from when I just had Melee, before I went to like a Toxic Flame or whatever. And I had this one, and what I'm wondering is because it has fire damage, right? Now, most of mine is put into poison, DOT, stuff like that. Would it be beneficiary to convert this fire damage to a poison damage? Like, I took off the poison damage from here, but I know you can convert the whirlwind to a poison damage because I did it, and it did pretty well. That's what I was thinking about. Last night I pushed a little bit, and you know, I'm not dying a lot, but I feel like I'm probably not leveled up enough, because like this one says the monster level is 61 and I'm 55. So I feel like I probably am going to come to a point where I need to grind more and get my stuff built up. Ah, crap. I didn't know it was one of those ones that freeze you. Oh well. So that's what I've been doing. I've been kind of developing that same thing, because I like the fireball. It was like damage that just like boom, you know. But I seriously contemplated freaking just starting a second account and redoing something. Like, I guess that's what happens when you go into a crafting game. You feel like probably messed up, you know, but it's just like, you know, when you progress through it, you get key items, like being able to upgrade them to magic and rare and stuff like that. And like, I've already used them, and like, yeah, you can try to transfer them, but I've messed with stuff so much, man. I've messed with stuff so much. I feel like I've jacked it up. I don't think it's like bad, but I really wanted to find something that I enjoyed the play style, you know? Not that Toxic Flame isn't that. I really like the whirlwind, but you have to be so close to it, you know? It's like you have to be like right up in the mix of it, you know, melee. And I'm thinking like, you know, there might be another fun build. I don't know, maybe electricity with stun rate or something, you know? Oh, my brain just thinks about it. I sit there and look at those runes and everything like freaking all night long. No lie. But he freaking froze me. Still good. You going? Okay. I love you. See you in a bit. Yeah, let's look at that. Let's look at that. What am I doing? Lightning is the most, and I'm not even on lightning because I believe this one's a poison, isn't it? I think frost, and it said 100 and something, and I don't even have that. 67. I'm down from it. I don't really want to redo my gear just to get up cold resist. Holy crap, dude. Well, that's amazing, man. You got to play beta. You played like the Korean version, right? Because I think it was like a Korean version. I'm not gonna lie, I tracked this game for like a year. I know a bunch of people were playing it. I didn't do like a VPN and try to get the game. I didn't do none of that stuff, but I thought it was super cool looking. I decided to try Diablo Immortal, didn't really get into it. I really like this one. I like the crafting. I like the building your own thing. Not gonna lie. For me personally, I don't care about the shop and the money. Like, I like the style of the game. I think it's a pretty freaking cool game. Looks amazing on an iPad Pro too, bro. Like, amazing. So, yeah, I definitely need some help. I don't know. Let me throw my, I'm gonna throw my, Discord. Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely, yeah. I do need the level. What it was, the Toxic Flame's pretty good, and like, I was going through it because I was trying to push because like everybody is, on videos or on stream or different things like that, right? And they're all like freaking maxed out and I'm behind. So I'm like pushing, trying to get all the way to 10. It's like killer hard. Yeah, I'm behind. I try to upgrade my gear when I get it, like for armor and stuff like that. But I know that they've been talking about, with the Toxic Flame, it's all about like DOT. And so you're not, even though you have Whirlwind that activates it, a lot of people saying I was messing up because I was playing it where I was too close. Toxic Flame needs to be like arrows far away. You're just spinning around in a Whirlwind to activate it. That's not coming from the Whirlwind. I'm trying to learn how to do the build, honestly, but I've had thoughts of just totally redoing my stuff again. I guess that's one of the things about a crafting game, right? You always feel like yeah, see, I don't think I have the damage output I need. You still here, brother? I sent my Discord. Yeah, I know. you know, it was a transition for me because like I had a lot of fire stuff, right? And I had like a lot of melee. Like I was going for like melee type attack. That's how I was doing like the first, I don't know, 4 acts or something like that. And then I switched it up doing this toxic flame. And I'm still with a freaking melee mindset, you know? But it goes so slow whenever you freaking, you know, you're using toxic flame with the melee, and the melee slows you down. I guess it's all part of the learning woes. Do you think it's better? Do you think it's better to just to start over and re-roll a character with all the stuff that comes with it, or just grind away and just change the build? Guess that's the biggest question, right? Man, I gotta go back all the way for that thing. What the heck? Oh! That was interesting, guys. My bad. I have my little chat box up or whatever. Next thing I know, like, literally 15 of them popped up instantaneously. What the heck? I sure hope my PC ain't messing up. Yeah, that was weird. I had, like, my chat box. Next thing I know, like, it just, like, freaking updated. Yeah, let me send you a friend's request. Hold on. I hate it when a stream doesn't work right, or this freaking program doesn't work right. Yeah, I don't like it. Slows you down so much. It slows you down so much, man. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like, cause I had heard some people say like re-roll, cause I know you get some stuff, you know, when you go through the beginning, you know, they give you like an upgrade, you know, like to magic and some different stuff or whatever, you know. But I'm thinking like in the late game, you're gonna grind so much in such important stuff. Like you could change your build. It would suck, but you know, you could change it. What's up, Jay? You changed your build today? What did you go with, brother? You can transfer all this, such as make an alt, new magic rune. Sure, you want a voice chat? Yeah. Yeah, I like the fireball. You went with the whirlwind frost bomb. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. That's interesting. Yeah, using frost. Well, I mean, because like you're going to use different things if you channel it, right? Like right now I have poison and it's, you know, toxic flame, but I mean, you could use fire or frost or I think any element, right? Because it's like element damage. So like whatever element that is, you're gonna be good with. But I do think some of them kind of go better with other ones, you know. So it is what it is. Let me do this. Yeah, I did see a couple of his. I was searching the other day on some builds, watching Wasted 666 and then him. I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, I noticed that name and I saw he had some flames. I really think it's cool that, you know, if you have like a projectile, right? Whether or not it's a bow with like arrows, but like you have the flame ball or whatever, where it allows for like multi split. So like it hits and then it keeps on going and then it ricochets and goes through. So like if you have a mob of stuff, it's hitting one and it's just like and it starts like wildfire going. I think that's pretty cool. I know the damage goes down because it's split, but I think Jay, you added me on Discord. I sent you an invite Drax. It's just my my Discord or whatever that, and I'm in the voice, so that way you can jump on there if you want, because it's just a voice channel. Oh, in the game, gotcha. I don't really do it much in the game. That's neat though. I probably should do it more. What's up, Drax? Or however you say it. Let me. Yep, I can hear you now.
You have to dodge the whole time. You just spend the whole time dodging and running away, right? You dodge it, run backwards, dodge it, run backwards.
Right.
The damage is a little bit lower on the impact, so you're not killing anything in your face. You're having to dot, run back, dot, run back. So it's actually a little slower in that regard. Whereas Fireball, you cast and you can like cast, run forward, cast, run forward, cast, run forward, because they're dying as it impacts you. You know what I mean? You're kind of clearing the road as you go.
Yeah.
Because it hits harder on impact. So that's kind of the two different builds. I'm switching too. I mean, I've got a legendary Toxic Flame level 36 lane, which I'll be re-rolling to Fireball or Plague Strike in about in one more level when I get to 90. Because late game Toxic Flame is just it's too much just running and dodging. It doesn't scale well. The dot doesn't in-game. So if you like Fireball, I would say play Fireball. The main thing is your gear and your levels. You do need to stop in the town, and when you first get to a new act, stop in the town, buy all new gear, basically, enchant it real quick,
Mm-hmm.
and then go back out and play. That's all there is to it. That's kind of the way the acts go. I think I was like number 27 in fewest deaths in clearing Act 10, and that's all I did, minus leveling up like 5 extra levels before the Act 10 boss. And I played. What the hell did I even play coming up? I don't even remember. Oh, Spread Shot.
Okay.
Which is nothing special. It's just you kind of learn how. The game isn't that challenging if you get your defenses in check via gear and spend just a few minutes in town re-rolling it, pop or resist on it, you'll be fine. Any skill will be fine of those main skills. That build you're trying to put together is fine right now as well, the Whirlwind Toxic, but it's a lot more cumbersome. You need the move speed. You can't get out of the way of stuff. So you'll have to sit there in town and roll a good, 18, 20% on boots minimum to make that work. Because you just can't take those kind of hits in this game, especially down to the bosses. The bosses will roll you. You have to be able to dodge them. And Whirlwind's just too slow without the moves.
Yeah, it really is. Like right now, the only thing that I've found that like work for me personally on the gameplay, and once again, I had already the whirlwind, I was doing all melee attack stuff as if, it was nothing of spell, nothing of poison, nothing of DOT. It was just like a raw build coming up, and I thought it was cool. But then it started to get, it wasn't doing enough DPS, it was bad. And I kept that meteor that, because I thought it was neat, and it worked for me in the melee sense because like if I have whirlwind and I get caught up with a group, right? I use the fireball and then I immediately teleport out of there. It just moves off to the side. But the fireball comes and falls down on all the people that have gathered to me, you know what I mean? Because of the melee. And like I just started doing that over and over and over again. But yeah, I struggled with the bosses really bad. So I've been like staying up at night just reading the runes on the web, just thinking about it. But you know what? I actually like that about the game. I think that's cool that if a game intrigues you like that to the point of spending hours of thinking of what you can craft together to create a customized character. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the game, as pay to win as it is available, I haven't found a single place you have to, other than you have to pay for tabs and stuff if you want to enjoy it. There's just no way around it. But I like that long-term depth that it has, for sure. You can build out so many different builds. And
Yeah.
honestly, the re-rolling, you'll see as you go, the materials and the gold you need to re-roll runes is very generously dropped in the game.
Yeah.
And you'll see it as you go forward. Like I said, I'm not even sweating re-rolling a legendary 6-link level 30 skill. That's it's just not
Oh.
it's not that bad. It's like 200 of each of those essences. I'm like, that's nothing really. I mean, I can do that in like probably 2 or 3 hours. So yeah, I like it. I think the main thing is that people are getting hung up on is the defense, and it matters, and how to roll the off. Whenever you link anything, if you read that link rune, you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage because it has a 25% dampen, I believe, on it.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're already kind of behind the 8 ball, and that's why so many people link a dot to it, like Toxic Flame, because they don't care if the damage is decreased because they're stacking it anyway, right? They're just trying to get to that stack as fast as possible. So you'll see the Whirlwind builds, they all prioritize attack speed, because then you override your cast speed and you can just stack those dots really quick and get them up to 5. So that's kind of, if you want to stay with Whirlwind, you're going to need movement speed and attack speed, and your defenses need to be in check.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I want to stay with it.
Yeah,
I mean, I liked it. It's fun at first, like every game has that, like some people are like just meat grinders, and like Whirlwind is kind of like a giant meat grinder, and people kind of like it. But yeah, as things progress throughout the game, it's not necessarily the best.
And I didn't like the movement of it. I don't like that I can't sit still. And maybe your controller or something. I'm not. I'm on PC.
No, I'm on keyboard mouse.
Right, same. And it always moves towards the mob. I can't sit still. I want to be able. I only like Whirlwind when I can stay in one place if I want to. So I really didn't like having to constantly move when I was channeling. So it's not really. I'm not a fan of it. If I were you, if you like Fireball, that's what I would start with. Is what skill did you like? If you liked Fireball, build Pure Fireball, and you'll be just fine on damage. It will destroy shit in the axe, as long as your level is appropriate, right? You can't be way off. You can be 3 or 4 levels behind, but you can't be 5 or 6 levels behind, or you'll get demolished.
Yeah, I definitely need to grind more. Like I said, I was just trying to push all the way to that X10. I knew I was going to come to a bottleneck, but I mean, like in like Diablo Immortal, I liked the far away approach. I liked the demon hunter, so like arrows that are from far away, fast movement, or even like a magic where like the bolt is like they teleport to each area back and forth. That's why I like the teleport, even though it's not very far, but like teleporting. And then like the magic was just like burning, so like just like melting everything. But once again, that's still like a back off approach. It's not really like an attack melee up close and personal heavy armor type thing. So I don't know. I've been contemplating what I can go with. I've been looking at some of the different builds and stuff like that. I'm sure everybody's experimented with them 90 billion ways to Sunday, so I'm sure there's nothing that I could come up with that isn't somebody else hadn't.
Yeah, I literally tested 25 of them in beta, because in beta we only could do Act 5, so that's as far as it would go. So I just sat there at like level 54, and just you can freely transfer your runes and skills around. So I mean, I just sat there and just kept recrafting gear, just tested basically everything you could think of, because it was free to just switch around. So yeah, if you want to pick one or want me to help you with it, whether it be spread shot, well, you're in 5 now, so you can buy piercing shot. So if you want to do bow, go with Pierce Shot. That's by far the fastest screen clearing I had in beta. Wasn't even close. It pierces everything, and you can just destroy screens with it.
Are you a fan of like the splitting of the projectile though? Like I understand that like there's many different things that come, like take a fireball or an arrow or something, right? Let's say it starts off with 1 or 2, and then you put some runes in it, it gets to like 5 or 6, that branch out. But are you a fan of when it hits it actually splitting and you doing even more damage? So like 6 become 12 or something like that. Do you like that concept?
I like that. The downside to it is up until maybe late game, you're going to be, if you build it right, even me with Toxic Flame, my Toxic initial hit damn near one-shots my enemies. So and it pierces. So here's what I'm saying is I don't disagree with that. That'd be great, but only on an object that already stops, right? So a fireball, if you don't add pierce to it, then it's gonna stop on the one mob. So that one you can add split projectile or that would be worth it, but not on a skill that already pierces. So pierce comes with 3 arrows to begin with, right? You can add multi-shot to that to make it 5, and grab stuff out of the Zodiac to make it 7. I mean, it gets insane, right? It's a huge fan of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that, but the only one that actually splits is split projectile, and it does have a dampening effect. I don't remember how bad it is. I want to say it's only like 10% or so at level 30 once you get it maxed out. So it's not horrible. And I used it in beta. I used Pierce on my Fireball because multi-shot was more of a dampener, but it adds 2 fireballs.
I got
if you're
you.
gonna play Fireball, I would run, no matter you play Fireball, on Fireball you want to run multi-shot and Pierce. You want both. But Pierce is a craft, so you're gonna need to keep doing your crafting to get Pierce.
Yeah, I was trying to get this poison one, and probably, yeah, I buy all the time and sit there and go into the alchemy thing. Yeah, it always gives me crap I don't need, but I know one of these times it's gonna give it to me. But yeah, I know what you're saying. It is hard to get though. It's like sometimes that crafting of just normal material. Now the magic one's pretty decent, but like you get those in like the chest, right? Because you get the little ones, the runes, link runes you can't really use, or also the regular rune ones you can't use, and you open up the chest, it gives you like 3 blue ones. They're like just fictitious, just so you can use in the alchemy, right?
Yeah, you can get them there, or as you get into the later game, they drop more and more. Just regular runes just drop on the ground as well. So you can use the unstable ones, which you get from the chests, or any of the regular type runes you get from chests that are normal, not magic, as well as the ones that just drop on the ground. You can throw any normal link runes, whether they're unstable or regular runes, into the alchemy, and you'll get them. And you'll notice that, like, I have 3 in my bank. I was just looking. I have 3 pierces. I couldn't remember if it was magic or normal. I have 3 just sitting there. I've probably thrown away 4 or 5. So by the time you need it, you'll probably have it. It won't be an issue because you really don't need it in early game. Fireball and multi-shot is all you need, and then just build it pure damage, and you won't have any issues. I promise you'll be clearing the screen without it. So you're gonna want to run, if you do Fireball, do fire, added fire damage, do your multi-shot. You can do projectile speed if you want, because Fireball's kind of slow.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do a dampening. That speeds it up and also adds some damage to it, just not as much as a pure damage rune, right? It's still a both positive. It speeds it up and adds damage, but it's like half as much as if it was a pure damage rune. And later, you're also going to get, if you haven't got it yet through your synthesis, you'll get fire penetration, right? There's a penetration rune for everything through regular synthesis: fire, lightning, physical, whatever, armor.
But lightning has much more of a stun, though, right? Like fire burns, so it's like a constant.
Lightning actually isn't a stun. I thought that's what it would be, but it's not. It is a damage increase debuff. So the second time you hit a mob with lightning, it'll do more damage. Or the second time you hit it with anything, right? That's why some people link lightning to a totally different skill. Because once you hit them with lightning, you put a debuff on them that makes them take more damage from everything now. So that's the base of lightning. It's not an actual stun. The only stun I've seen in game comes from stun builds and weapons. I haven't seen a skill with stun on it. There probably is, like Earthquake or some type of melee skill. I don't know. But lightning's innate. What it applies isn't a stun. It actually increases damage.
I got you. Are you a fan of like the DOT, like the damage over time, versus
Uh-huh.
just the raw power up front. Because like I guess for like a boss, right? You could have like two different builds because you can switch them out and your skill things back and forth. But you can have like a boss set up, but like for clearing stuff, like damage over time would clear things out because you hit them one time and it just keeps on doing damage against them even though you've moved away.
That's true and false. And why I say this is because as you get further along in the game, the mobs get so damn fast that they're in your face like immediately.
Mm.
So I'm already kind of running into that with the dot. If I don't kill them on that first hit, I'm having to run backward. Now I'm giving up progress in the map, right? I'm literally running backwards while they're dotted and dying because you can't teleport forever. You've only got 2 and then it's on recharge, right?
Yeah.
So you can't. And if you leap past them, the map density gets so heavy that you leap into another pack. Now you're having to shoot one way and shoot the other. You'll die. Trust me, I do it all the time.
It makes sense.
You get to where you have to clear what's in front of you as you go.
Okay.
You can't just dot it up and run around. And that's what the design of Whirlwind is to do, is to let you play like you're a football player. That does kind of, when you have a heavy movement speed, you can kind of navigate through just dotting as you go, moving through the mobs, kind of progressing forward. But you can't do it with just teleport and base move speed. You'll find yourself locked in positions, locked in corners, and you'll die. It's just going to happen. You'll leap past one group of mobs, and that'll be fine. They're going to die, but you leaped right into another group that's right in your face.
Yeah, I get you. That makes sense. So like on the movement, so we have teleport, we have pretty much a roll, or we have a jump. Which one's your favorite?
I use teleport because it's instant relocation, and because I'm a caster, I know it's not a huge difference, but that instant relocation, I'm instantly casting that spell now as soon as I created my space. The leap is time in the air. The roll, you actually roll on the ground, right? Not a huge difference, but when you're getting, if you're not geared right and you're getting one shot, it is a difference because you'll stand up and they'll already be, I'm telling you, they're so fast in the late game, these mobs. They're already right on your face again. If you're not already casting. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Sometimes just like teleport, cast once, teleport, because you've got to move again out of there because they're just gonna beat your ass.
At like the highest level, how many? Because like right now I have 2 teleports, right?
Yeah, I don't think you gain a use on teleport at 30. I'd have to double check. I never did, but you do gain a use via the use count rune at level 30. So the teleport, when you put the use count on it, which is a blue link.
Yeah, that's what I did.
You'll get one more from that at level 30. I don't know if teleport gives you another one at level 30, but it might. If you let me go to the comprehended, it might give it to you on grades. Yellow, red, or whatever after you upgrade it.
I mean, the best thing would be the cooldown to be so. I mean, cooldown goes up because you have 2, but if you divide in 2, it actually goes down because you're getting 2, and you're only like 20% increase or something like that. I can't remember. It's
right. And then if you look at that rune as you level it, you can just go stick it in the level thing and throw all your essence to it real quick and then just preview what's going to change. I think the 25% cooldown amplification, I think that might also go down as you start to level it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I was trying to see if I could. So have you ever? There's this one website. It's the UnDecember.thein.ru or whatever. It has like this thing where it shows all the different stuff that you can get, and then you can click away on the. Let me hold on one second. Let me send this to you in Discord. You tell me what you think.
Even a legendary teleport is still one use.
I sent it to you.
You're talking about that one that has all the runes and links. That's actually in the compendium inside the game. The item compendium.
Oh, this one right here? This website I sent you?
Probably. Let me. Where did you send it at?
Oh, in Discord. I just sent it in Discord.
Was it in general?
No. Just to you personally. p.m.
Oh, okay. Sorry. There it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yeah, it's
So,
pretty good because like sometimes when I'm trying to figure out what will link with what, because of the terminology and the word or whatever. But the best thing I like about it, like if you click on the runes, right, and you just look at all the link runes, sorry, the link runes, and you look at all of them, you have that one that increases the use count, right? But when you
yeah,
click on it, it will actually show you off to the side what the magic, the rare, and the legendary adds to it.
right.
And
Yeah.
the only reason I say that is because like I upgraded this one to a magic, not knowing that it actually debuffed me. It actually it went against the purpose of what I was trying to do. It actually
Oh,
didn't
shit. Which
increase
one
it.
was that?
Crap. It was.
Well, yeah. So the item compendium, sorry, inside the game, it also shows you the different effects you get from normal to magic to rare to blue, or to legendary as well. But that site looks a little bit better because that seems a little more easier to navigate.
Yeah, I just click on the toggle. So you click down on the more next to it, and
Mm-hmm.
and it gives you all these tags and stuff like that. So like if you want the weapon to be a certain weapon and you have certain tags that you have to meet or whatever, you can click at the top the rune type. So you can put the rune link and the rune itself, and then like say you want like just strike or spell or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It'll show you all the related items that have that tag. It just filters
Yeah,
them
that's
out.
pretty cool.
So you can just breeze through and see if something will work or not, and you can always click on it. The preview's kind of not very good. They have like a recorded image. I don't know if their server's like slow or something. It doesn't show like the preview like as good as it does in game. But I've been using this just to see, you know, what things work well with other stuff. And let me tell you that like literally this has been my research for nights. Just trying to think of all this stuff. It's been crazy. The one thing I can't figure out though, and I've looked at it and that is probably a dumb question. So I'm sorry. But in your zodiac,
Yeah.
how do you get these limited trait points?
Show me where.
Like right here.
Oh, that I think it's 70. Is it level 70? Go try and click on one. Try and click one.
It'll just tell me.
Yeah. Try and click one. Try and add that 15% elemental damage. Right.
Yeah, it says that I don't have any trait points. I'm 0 of 7.
Okay, go back to the front. Go. I'm sorry. Go hit your back arrow up top left. Okay, now go back to the brilliance, or yeah, just go right there. And when you click on it, it does it. Okay, I think it's 70. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I want to say you open that up at 70. And when you get there at 70, shit, in the beta, we got all 7 points. I don't think it's like that in this game. I think it you get the 1 point at 70. But that's what the limited trait points are. They start coming in around level 70.
Oh, okay. See, like, dude, you would be surprised because, like, take it from a newbie standpoint, right? You get in here and you start clicking it, and these open up. So, like, once you get, I think it's like Acts 5 or Acts 6 or something, probably 5 or 4. These things they open up, they just pop up, but you can't use them. They just start showing around everywhere. And then like you're thinking to yourself like, oh, there's these limited trait points. If you Google it, dude, you'd be surprised how much there is no information as to the
Oh
exact
no,
point of that
I
limited trait points.
yeah, I tried. I did a lot of trying to research. It was damn near impossible. Two things though. One is, and I don't know why I'm past that point, so nothing of mine is locked. But on my screen, it used to tell me. It would say require 70 points.
No, it just says no available trait points. That's it.
Yeah, which is really weird. I don't know if this game, if it only did that in beta. Go to one you don't have open, like levels like number 8 or something.
Yeah. So this one will tell me. It'll say that I need a total of 61 or more required right here. Trait points.
Okay, yeah, that used to be I'm like 95% sure that used to be on the Zodiac as well, or the limited points one. But that's why it'll open up when you get, and then the second tier of those specialized points will open up. Like I think it's 10 points later. So it's like 70, 80, and maybe shit. I don't know when
Because isn't 100 the max? Like they don't have Paragon or levels or anything like that, or
No,
multiplier.
I think 100's the max, and I think, don't quote me, but I think the first one, when it opens that level, the first one of it, I think you get all 7 limited points at the same time, like immediately, for the first one. The other ones, I think you have to earn as you level. The other 2 nodes of that, because so you can go with a limited one, you can go from the first node to the next node, and then you have to pick left or right. You see how it forks off at the top of the special nodes?
Mm-hmm.
There's only, you've got to pick left or right. You can't do both.
Mm.
And like I said, I think that very first one you get all 7 limited points. The second one and the third one, though, I think you have to earn it's 1 point per level. Well, let's see. Yeah, I have 88 points total, and I'm level 89.
Got you. So how many total trait points, special trait points, have you used?
Oh, all of them. I'm done with my special trait. So that's what I'm saying. I know some are given to you like immediately in that, because it wouldn't be any other way, or I couldn't be where I'm at because we don't get a point until like level 10. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be 1-to-1 because you don't get Zodiac points until like level 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So I know I got a batch of them at some point. And I think it was that first Zodiac node in the specials.
That makes
But
sense.
hey, look at the skills. I think I saw a skill maybe you might be doing wrong on your fireball. I think your fireball, man, you have the right stuff. It's a freaking 5 link. I think you're good to go on that fireball. You just get rid of whirlwind and just play the fireball. But let me double check. I don't want to say that. That bottom right one, what is that? Is that the condensed fire damage or whatever? The one on the bottom right of the fireball?
Bottom right would be this one, the burn rate.
Yeah, click on that. Let me see that.
It's just the burn rate and then the burn damage amplification.
Not the one I was thinking of. There's a different one that makes the burn go away and do all the damage at once, but it's actually, everyone says it's really bad for fireball. It's not to be used. What's that very top one? What's that one?
This one is just the burn rate. Yeah, it's just another burn rate, a different kind of burn, I guess. So it's burn damage. This one is burn damage amplification for 0.5 seconds upon initial burn. I just linked it with it. This one is fire damage. Yeah, and this is area of effect. I know this is the most important one, the area of effect.
Well, I mean, actually, probably not. And here's why I say that. That one's your most important one. Just the flatline damage is the most important, and then go get additional fire damage. That's the next most important. That area of effect, it's not a negative, so it's good damage because it does add pure damage to it, but it's not as big of a multiplier as the ones that are pure damage, like additional fire damage, spell damage. Oh, that's another one you don't. Yeah, what's to the right? That's not spell damage, is it? Or is it?
No, this one's just the skill link down ruin. Yeah. The spell damage is up here on the.
Those are the biggest problems right there. Take fireball, go change one of those to additional fire damage and then a spell damage, that blue one. Yeah, put that on that fireball. Put well, those are both good. Are those both normal, toxic flame and fireball?
No, this one's a rare. I upgraded it to a rare. This one's just the magic, and then the rare on the whirlwind, which I could probably just trade that off.
Well,
but I don't know.
Oh, that's meteor, not fireball. But same. I mean, meteor. Here's the other thing I was going to tell you. I wouldn't run a link skill at all. I would just pick whatever you're going to do, toxic flame or fireball, and just run it, and just max out the damage on it. If you'll notice, if you look at all the top end builds, almost none of them chain anything to anything if they're not whirlwind triggering. That's the only time you see them linking. as if they'll have a whirlwind doing the trigger. And that's because there's no, if I link it, I increase my mana requirement so heavily that it gets exhausting. And I'm also giving up a main link on my rune to the linking rune. Does that make sense? I'm giving up one of those links, so it's not damage anymore. I'm having to give up a linking slot to go link a secondary skill to it. And if you see that you have problems with mana use, well, you probably don't.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, I got problems with mana. I have to buy it all the time. It uses it. I mean, what I tried to do was substitute, and this isn't the best idea, but substitute things on my gear for mana regeneration.
Actually, mana on kill is a good one if you happen to find it. Because there's so much trash. I know it doesn't. You would think mana per hit's better, but mana on kill is just like I have a scepter. I run with one scepter that's mana on kill plus 13.
Yeah,
and I almost never have to use a pop. I'm just running. Now, granted, I'm just running Toxic Flame, but let me give you my Toxic Flame mana count. Let's see what that is. It's insane. So that's something I want to say. 50s, 90.26 per cast. So you can imagine, it's a shit ton. That means I could cast it less than 9 times on your build right there. Well, before I would need another, in a cast, I would cast it fast. But yeah, man, if I was you, I would pick either Toxic Flame right now, draw a line in the sand, and take either Toxic Flame or Fireball. I'd get rid of Meteor completely. I wouldn't even use it to keep in my build. One of those two, whichever one you like more, and then I can help you build that where you won't have any problems. You'll be wiping this trash out, no problem.
Yeah, I definitely need to make a decision.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking out of all the elements, right? Because when it comes down to it, a lot of it deals with elemental damage. So like whether it's an increase in spell or whatever, but it's still element. So you're either having fire, electricity, or lightning, right? Frost, which is like a snow or something like that, or the poison.
Right.
And either one of those builds, and it's like thinking about it and saying like which one do I enjoy the best? And you don't really know if you're going to enjoy something playstyle wise until you just try it out. So it's kind of
you're kind of going down the same mind experiment that I and here's kind of how I'll tell you how they play out. The poison build in general is less the least amount of damage on impact, even on the plague bolt, the one that's our plague strike and actual dart. It's the least amount of damage on impact, but the highest dot ratio. Okay, so you're going to do more dot damage, as well as I believe on the plague dart you weaken them to more poison damage specifically.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of poison how it runs. Fireball is the highest impact damage that has a dot associated to it, but the dots are less. Burn is not something you don't even want to worry about. Burn is an afterthought. Don't gear towards it. Don't do anything for it. If you're going to build Fireball, you build on projectile damage, fire damage, elemental damage. That's what you care about. That burn is just an extra little tick that's just going on in the background. Maybe it finishes off something that didn't die on impact. But you're building it to one-shot them. That's how you're designing it. And then cold is more of a survival. It's middle of the road on impact, a little bit higher survivability because of the chill and the icing effect. Right, you can freeze an entire pack. So that's kind of its design in the end game. That's kind of how it is. It's middle of the road impact damage, 0 dot, but can save you by debilitating the mobs, right, by crowd control.
Okay.
So those are your choices in which way you want to build. Cold, I find very hard to build. I kind of wanted to play like cold, but the best thing I've seen on cold is Ice Arrow. Is to go with a bow build, which isn't not what I wanted to do. I wasn't super excited about doing it.
What about lightning?
Lightning is probably stronger than poison. I would put it between poison and fire on impact. But the problem with it is it doesn't have screen range. It doesn't have max screen range. And you also get a bonus though because it weakens the mob for any other damage. So after you hit it once with poison, you have a chance to debuff it to where now any damage it takes after that, it will be increased. But again, this game is really built. Map clearing is built around one-shotting mobs, and boss building is built around survivability. Boss killing is around survivability or dotting them and dodging. You just kind of have to play good. You have to know the bosses in this game because it doesn't matter what your build is. If you don't know their mechanics in the end game, you don't know what to get out of and what not to stand in, you're gonna die. It's just that's just my experience so far.
Yeah.
You gotta dodge the spells. You have to. Even with the right resist and the right armor, you can get you it's not gonna one shot you if you have the right resist and right armor, but you're gonna have to, if you get hit, you're gonna be like, okay, I need to run around for a second while my potion recharges and try and survive. You know what I mean? It is gonna hit you hard. It's gonna knock the piss out of you when it hits you and you're not supposed to be in it.
Yeah, and the longer too, I noticed like when I was doing the Axe 8 boss last night, right? Like I was staying away, doing my whirlwind, teleporting, and then trying to get close enough to hit him with the fireball or whatever. But then like what happened was I noticed that after so long of a time, I guess because you're not doing enough damage, and it's just taking forever to try to get him down, that he really starts massacring you. Like his whole thing just changed up. Like it was like this giant.
Well, there is enrage timers in the game, absolutely for sure. I don't remember them on the story bosses, but those same story bosses, when you redo them in the Void challenge, they have enrage timers on them. It shows you the enrage timer. So it's very likely that they have enrage timers in the story as well. That's probably what you came across.
Yeah, it was like after, and it was a while too, but it was like after a bit, it was just killing me left and right, and I just had to like back out of it and like redo it or whatever, and just but it's all because I wasn't doing enough upfront damage immediately on it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just a time issue. I didn't have enough DPS at all.
This game has DPS checks. Act 10 boss is a DPS check. He does this thing about, I forget how far in it is, but he does this one ability that if you don't have him, he puts a shield on himself, and that's when you know it's about to come. If you don't kill it, get that shield down and finish him off before that ability fires, you're basically one shots the whole screen. So it's a pure straight up DPS check. So yeah, this game has it has DPS checks built in, but it is, I would say overall it's designed to be as much damage as possible with getting 2 shots, not 1 shot. Right? You want to give yourself that I screwed up once, maybe twice, and that's it. You're not gonna be able to build for I'm invincible unless you go with a melee build, which I did just fine with a melee build in beta, but that was only at 5, and everyone's telling me that there's no way you get very high with a melee build. And I look on the charts, they're not lying. There's no one up there doing melee.
Yeah, dude. I probably went way higher than just because of the toxic flame built into it. But yeah, once I got to Axe 5, the whirlwind wasn't cutting it no more. I added toxic flame. It helped, for 3 more acts, and now I'm at 9, and yeah, it's getting hard again, which is all good. I don't mind hard. I mean, it's nothing but time and playing a game. But I did, you were talking about gear. So like every time I come into the new Axe, I do buy gear. Sometimes I grind away and I get the rare ones where it has the percentile and I like or whatever. But I found these scepters because they were attack and spell damage because of whirlwind, right? But they were from, I believe, Act 6.
Yes, and it's hard to get rid of those until you get to actually I think it's Act 9.
Is it? Well, see, the thing is every time I check for a scepter, right, that's a one-handed, it's just element resist. And it is a higher element resist, but I found these scepters that I have on the stream right now, the Prophet scepters, they have element resist plus 20% element damage. So to me, it was like, that's a pretty big boost to element damage, which you need because you're casting spells. So I was like,
Yeah,
crap, man. Like, I couldn't
I
find
think
another one that did that.
yeah, you are stuck. You're not wrong because the bases are very implicit in this game, and that's the way it is. You're not going to get another attack and spell damage. That exact attack and spell damage, I don't think you get it until it is at 9 or 10 or it's mapping. Actually, no, I don't think you get it. No, you do get it again. It is mapping though. It's in maps alone. It's called Earthquake Scepter. I have it, but I can't link it to you. But it only drops in maps, and mine is it's 12. It's plus 12 elemental resist and plus 22 element damage. But here's what you have to do if you want to see what you should be doing or not: is take that same scepter and get one that's just a wand that gives you just pure element damage and maybe more cast speed. Go put it up against a level 1 dummy, a single target level 1 dummy. Because the flat damage, remember, all your multipliers, everything is based on the original flat damage that you do. So at some point, the flat damage is going to matter more than the boost.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, you make.
Because if it's like, well, it's like, yes, 20% more elemental damage, but it's starting at a base that's, 100%, 100 less damage because the weapon is so much lower innately. So I don't know the answer because I didn't do the math because I didn't struggle. I think I used those scepters until I got the earthquake scepters out of the mapping. To be honest.
Yeah, they have high. So I like the fact they have 2 of the bonuses, not just one. That was my one thing, and then the attack speed was pretty high. You know what I mean? So like on Whirlwind, obviously that matters. Like if we go to a different build, I guess it doesn't. But if you like, say we have a fireball, right?
Yeah.
You can use this one, but wouldn't it be kind of, because I don't believe the fireball is an attack, is it? It's just all spell.
It's a spell, yes. But what were you asking about it being attacked?
So
yeah, no, it doesn't.
So like it wouldn't do any good to, okay, so if you have like obviously melee and whirlwind, which we're not going to do, but melee and whirlwind, you have an attack and you also have the spell because you have it linked to toxic flame. So getting something like this is good because it's attack and spell, and then it boosts up all the elements, right? But if you went to, like, let's say a fireball, let me look at that real quick.
But let me cut you off real quick because it's good, but it's also bad. Because your whirlwind should only be level 1, not level 10. And you shouldn't be hitting anything with your whirlwind.
Yeah, I messed that up.
You don't really need that attack damage at all. You want to be away from it, everything completely, and you want as fast attack speed as possible, so probably daggers if you stayed with a whirlwind build.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay with the whirlwind. I gotta change it up.
I would stick with those scepters and then switch to fireball or toxic flame. If I was you, and you're not in a bad spot, you have good 5 links. You can go buy the damn links that you're missing, the link runes you're missing.
Mm-hmm.
Throw them in there, and your damage will go through the roof. I'm telling you. You just got to put the right stuff on the fireball, and you'll be fine. The only thing is your toxic flame is already a rare. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry. Hold on. I'll go back to it on the stream.
If I was already a rare toxic flame, I would just run toxic flame. It'll be a little bit slower mapping because you do have to start running backwards. You can't just run face first and stuff. Yeah, you're good there, man. You're golden. I would leave it exactly that. Get rid of that link, run it as your main skill, and then you're running. Get rid of that duration. I don't know why that's there. That quick. That whatever that one was, the bottom left blue. You don't need that. Whatever that is.
The casting, I just thought like casting was important because as fast as you can cast.
Okay, it's quick cast. Sorry, I'm thinking that because the boot is green is the fast one for the attack.
I didn't do this one like that, but like if this one is increasing the element damage and the cast speed, I just thought to myself, but originally I had this green and I had the Elite Slayer on this one. I didn't worry about the cast, and I put it up.
Elite would be your 6th link. The way you want to build that. Let me. Shit, I wish I could show you.
I could go for a 6, but I don't know. But see, that deals with poison and damage over time. I'm like, I'm like, what?
does. It's not, but it does. And what I said is still true. But in your mapping and what you're doing, if you gear it right and you spend a little time in your crafting, just spend a little time in town crafting it right. The initial, as soon as you hit the mob, you'll kill it with one hit anyway. That's what I do. I mean, that's what I did. I'm on level 92 maps now, so I don't do that anymore. I do a lot. It's a couple ticks now for it to kill it. But all the way up until these level of maps, level 9, tier 9 maps, the first tick was killing it. It was like, so it was almost like Fireball minus elites. Elites, I have to wait, a tick or two. You could also change that to Fireball. You can go look at it, go stick it in the thing, and go see what it would cost to do it. It's not as much as you would think. And if you're going to do it, the lower you do it, and the lower level, the less links, and the less rare the room, the better. So if you're gonna switch to Fireball, I would do it right now. Now I would go stick at least go stick in the transmuter and see what it takes. Have you ever checked it?
No, I think I have the Fireball. It's a blue one, right? This one right here, the Fireball. Let me get it out of here so I can go back to the.
Now see, it's a normal. That's gonna be a big difference. It's a 4 link. That's a big difference in data. Yeah, what you should do? Do you have how's your gold? Are you struggling on gold?
223,000.
Okay, so I would grab just a Fireball right off the vendor real quick.
I had one already. It was a 4. So the one that I just got right now, just so you can see it on the stream, is this one. It's 5. It's a 5 link right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I mean that's not bad. I mean because 5. No, it's a 4 link. Sorry, not 5 link. It's a 4 link.
It's a 4 and it's normal. That normal to rare is huge. But go ahead and just throw it in there just to see what it's going to cost at the alchemy table.
This one right here. Change it from the Fireball.
Yeah, take your toxic flame out. Put it in your inventory.
Yep, gotcha. I got it.
Yeah, and then go to your enchanting.
Take this and then this. It says it's free.
Oh shit, that's right. You're not past 10 yet. Dude, I would do if it's me, I click that button. Let me tell you what links to put on it, and then you go run Fireball, go blow shit up. That's what I would do if it's me. And I'm not speaking out I'm not going to be doing the same thing because I am. I'm waiting until level 90. I'll have enough for my legendary room. So that's all I'm waiting for is to switch my Toxic Flame over to Fireball. I'm going back to Fire. I'm going to go to Fireball too. I'm not going to keep playing Toxic Flame.
I got you. So should I do it for Whirlwind? Like I don't want Whirlwind though, do I? Or yes?
I would.
Huh?
You do what you want. I'm not saying, but I would build Fireball, that rare rune, and you'll kick ass. Just put all of your effort into it. Put every link around it, pure damage, and you'll be clearing the screen in no time.
And don't channel it at all. Like don't use multiple, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying don't link it to anything. Just cast it as its own spell. It's your main spell, and that's it.
I got you. Well, my whirlwind is a rare too. So if I'm not going to use my whirlwind anymore at all, 100%, why not do that one first instead of the toxic flame?
Yeah, that's for sure. Do that, and then that way it's a better test because you're only losing 10 levels. That's nothing worth of runes. You could get those 10 levels back, and it doesn't take much to get from 10 to 20. So yeah, that is a much better idea.
And it'll transfer all 5 of those. So it'll transfer the 5 links, right? So
yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, the way it works, or the way it worked in beta, it takes the links from whatever rune is on the left, it takes those links and duplicates them, and then it takes the highest rarity and level from either one of the two, no matter if they're on the left or the right.
Correct. All right, let's do it. Here we go.
Yeah, just double check your rune and make sure the one up top that's right, and it looks like it is. It's 10, it's Fireball and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I would do.
All right, let's go and put this on here. I got all of this stuff. I gotta get it out of the way.
Oh shit! I didn't even pay attention. All right.
Thinking to myself, oh. Okay, so I'm thinking for fireball, what should the colors mainly be? So a
Okay,
fireball is
gotta be-
projectile.
you got to have 2 reds that I know of right off, and a green. So you've got to have fire damage. You've got to have multi-shot is green, fire damage. You know what? I'm gonna go look at morphs real quick because I know which ones to put on there. But
See I'm trying to think right now. I'm gonna click on the fireball to see what the names are on it, because I know that the names, I've learned that over time. The stupid names on them are important. So it has spell, area of effect, strike, fire, and projectile. So obviously something with projectile is going to be good.
yeah, you're gonna projectile speed is a good one. I don't know that it will be one of your 5 links, because you're gonna need multi-shot there as well. Hold on.
What I did get is this one though. Just so we're on the same page. If you want to look at the screen on my stream. Oh, I gotta go here. Sorry. So I got this one when I was crafting, and I kept it in here, I believe. Nope, wrong one.
Oh, I've got two laptops and 4 monitors, so I was getting confused on what I was.
Oh, I just meant like this, the looking at my screen or whatever. So I got this one, which is only through synthesis, a pierce count, and the projectile demo. I felt like this one was pretty important.
Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. One of the main ones you want for fireball. You need 2 reds, 2 greens, and a blue.
2 reds, 2 greens, and a blue. All right, let's go back and let's do that. So let's get
and
this
then grab
one.
Multi-shot is not there. You'll have to find out.
Oh, did I do upgrade? Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, there we go.
Where the hell was I spending my points?
You said 2 reds, 2 greens,
and a blue. Shit, you're already there. Well, no, that's 2 greens. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit out. Yeah. Let's see how many it'll take. Let's go. All right, that's that. So, just got that one done. All right, so we got 2 greens, 2 reds, and a blue. So, let's do... See, I put this one as a rare because it was damage while channeling, because I heard that was good, but now that one isn't going to be necessary. So out of all the important runes for this fireball, green, red, or blue, which one should I make rare first?
The flat damage, always flat damage. So it's additional fire damage.
The additional fire damage? What is that one?
Don't do that yet, because that's not the case. Because there's magic and rare rune from synthesis. There's a magic one you're gonna get called. Let me go to item comprehended. You can make your additional damage now. That would be good, but the other one, if you get lucky and get it sooner rather than later, it would be better on this other one.
So you're saying I need multi-shot too, though, right? Okay, so let's.
You need multi-shot for sure.
I need to get my runes in order. So hold on, let me. I know some of these I already had. I could go buy them, but I thought I had.
What was it? That's a blue rune.
Where's the? You know what? I'm just gonna go buy it. Forget that.
Yeah, there's Mana Storm.
Searching for?
All right, multi-shot. Where are you at?
Mana Storm and element damage amplification.
What about projectile acceleration? Is that better?
If you had a 6 link, sure, but
yeah,
you can't afford. You don't have enough links to. It would be the least impactful of the ones you have. Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, you've only got 2 greens that you can afford to do, and you don't have a choice. They basically it has to be multi-shot and pierce.
Okay. And then the red ones are going to be...
Additional fire damage and fire. Well, shit, it's fire penetration. You don't have that, right? So you see if you have fire penetration.
I can... Oh, from the synthesis. I don't think so. Let me see what that one looks like.
I'm going to go look at the runes real quick.
Because these are my reds right here. I don't think so. Which one is that? Because those are the blue. Which one did you say it was? Increase gold.
Fire penetration. If not, then I would use area of effect for now, which will definitely helps in map clearing. It's not important for meteor and that, but it does help for map clearing.
Is that a red one? When you said fire penetration.
It's going to be a synthesis though, so it's going to be.
Oh, I see it here. I'm trying to look at the visual or whatever on the thing. I do not have it. I do not have it synthesized.
I would put your area of effect damage in there. So you already have that built up a little bit anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and do that. So, that's on my fireball right now. It's just a regular. I could beef up another one real quick and get that.
You can use that. Just personally, if it was me, I would forget meteor even existed. I know it's just another spellcast, but I wouldn't. If I did have it on my bar, I would leave it because you have it there.
Okay.
But I wouldn't spend any more skill rune points towards it. I would put everything in fireball. Anything going forward should be your main skill.
Okay.
So, like, if you want to put another area damage on that one right there on meteor, just a level 1, that's fine, right? But I would take all of your high level runes that you're going to use it, and all of your runes in the future need to go to fireball. What are you missing? Spell damage is the next one, so grab that one. Spell damage.
I did have this one beefed up because I thought it was cool, which is the hunger one, because it gives you 6 HP on every attack hit, but then it's just melee damage.
Yeah, you have to physically hit them with your melee, and that's bad juju.
Yeah, I get it.
You can't melee.
So what was the blue one you said?
Spell damage, the blue one right beside it.
This one. That's spell damage, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other red one you said I should do
fire damage.
Additional fire damage. I don't have that one though. Oh.
That's purchasable, or you have it in your compendium.
Yep.
I imagine.
I see what you're saying. Hold on, let me buy it.
Which rune are you searching for?
I don't know why I say I said compendium my entire life, but every time in this game now I try to say compendium. I don't even know why. I know how to pronounce the fucking word until I started playing this game. Now I want to say
it. I got you. All right. So, okay. So until we get a 6 link, we have the 2 projectiles right here. We have the spell increase, the area of effect, and the additional fire. And you said until I can get fire penetration, right?
Yeah.
Until I can fully get fire penetration, with the synthesis one.
Yeah, there's a few things that, here's the things off the top of my head that you can get. I don't know if you want to jot them down, but the ones that are going to be is if you get a hold of, if you get lucky and get either elemental damage amplification, which is a blue synthesis magic, right? It's a magic blue synthesis. So that means you've got to do, synthesize blue runes, link runes to get it. So that's element damage amplification. That one's better than everything you have there, minus additional fire damage. And then also Mana Storm, which is a rare synth. So, and they're both blue. So that's when when you get 6th link, that's when you kind of, or you get one of those 2 runes, you might want to switch some shit up. But again, I think if you go to Morgul's site, he has it listed out in prioritization. And then when you flip when you get it. I think he has all that there. Or you could ask me if I'm around. I can definitely tell you which ones are better than the other ones. But yeah, that will stay like that until you get a 6th one. The only thing that's different is you have your elite damage. Yeah. Take that elite damage and stick it right beside your multi-link. and try and get in the habit of when you go into the boss room, swap multi-shot with elite damage. And that will solve your boss killing issues. So what I do is I just set it right beside my multi-shot, and before I zone in, I just split the two. I just pull multi-shot off and then put the elite damage on. So you gain damage just by removing multi-shot, and you gain boss damage by putting the elite slayer on.
All right, so I got 2 runes that are rares, right? The poison and the channeling, which I'm not doing poison because I'm going to go with the fire build, and I'm not doing channeling because I'm not doing the whirlwind channeling into anything else, right? So
Right.
what runes would be safe to go ahead and make rare, since it's free now, off of those 2? Because I'm not going to use them anymore. You think it's spell damage?
I'll tell you this: the most damage is going to come from additional fire damage for sure. That's not in question. The second one is what's in question. The most pure damage out of the ones you have is going to come from spell damage. Okay, but when you rare the pierce, you gain +2 pierce count. So when it's magic, when it's normal, it's +1. When it's magic, it's +2. When it's rare, it's +3 pierce. So that's
we really need the piercing though. We need it to go through and keep on going.
Right, but you get 1 already for free. So it might be. I think in your shoes, I take and do spell damage and just focus on one-shotting shit with 1 pierce count. And then the next one I work on, whether I'm making it blue or whatever, would be pierce. And probably pierce, you only kind of really need to get.
Well, see, I have spell damage, right? If it's free, truly. Spell damage you can buy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can buy a spell damage, put it on here, make my piercing blue, then take my rare and go and just make that one.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
your
do.
spell damage to rare,
Hoping to grow
move
stronger.
your rare to your existing spell damage of your rare magic to your pierce. That's exactly how you should do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get this done quick.
I'm kind of jealous because I'm 1 whole level away from switching to fireball because I might.
Well, now you get to see how much better it does because we're gonna map this out and see what it does. Hold on.
It was my favorite skill to run. Out of the 25 I tested, it was my favorite in beta. But piercing arrow was still the best clear. I can acknowledge that. But I didn't have pierce on my fireball. So that would have probably changed things. In beta, all my fireballs blew up on contact. And piercing arrow was so much better map clear because it pierced everything. So kind of not really a fair comparison probably on the beta, but I enjoy fireball the best. So if I can build fireball with pierce, it's probably going to be my most favorite skill in the game and still do really, really well. But that's proof that's in the pudding right there. Morg doesn't run a meteor or anything. He runs pure fireball. Doesn't even have a meteor on his bar, I don't think.
Yeah, I just liked it because like they were coming close to me, you know what I mean, and like it was just like cool because it like blow it up.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about fireball is if you get jumped, you're gonna hit them all because of the AE. You know what I mean? If they rush you in the face or whatever, when you hit that mob that's right in your face, it's gonna hit the rest of the mobs that's right in your face. So you're eliminating the melee threat, innately kind of eliminating the melee threat because it blows up right there on top of you. You know what I mean? It's on, and when you get, I don't know if you've seen Fireball when it's maxed out or you get, because they have different runes in Korea. They have like advanced multi-shot and some other stuff. Dude, the freaking thing is probably what's a good see that waypoint? Your waypoint thing on the left over there, how big that is?
This one?
Or actually that's probably a good. It's about the fireball explosion gets to about as big as the unlocked section of your skills right there. About the unlocked section, not the ones that locked. It gets about that damn big, dude. When it explodes. When I was watching some of the Koreans, it's insane. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that is interesting. Okay, so we got
Yeah.
rare. And then you said the additional fire damage definitely needs to be a rare, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. That's just, and just keep that in mind as you build forward, right? Flat, because all of your 20% more elemental or this much amplification, everything, all of those percent mores come from the flat. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever your flat damage is, whatever that number is, that's what it's multiplying. So flat damage is always your number one focus is the flat damage. And that's the case for all of them, right? If it was melee, then whatever physical, then as much physical damage you can get on the weapon and on your skills.
Yep, it totally makes sense. I appreciate your help, man. This is
Oh,
great.
no problem.
I'm gonna have to beef these up now. Okay, so my area of effect.
And just so you know, too, as you go forward, that's your main skill rune is the most important thing to improve. Whenever you have questions about it, improve that. You want to get that thing to 30 as fast as possible within reason. And what I mean, like if it's going to take you a fourth of the amount of gems to improve a link rune by 10 levels versus one more level on your skill rune, yeah, probably get your link runes up a little bit. But as a general statement, the mass majority of the damage comes from your fireball itself, improving that skill, the rarity and the level up. And you can see that too. The rarity is a big deal. Like for instance, when I go to my top flame and you scroll down, when you see those square
Mm-hmm.
colors like blue if it's magic or yellow if it's, when you see those squares on your skill when you go down on the view, that's what you gain by it being blue or yellow or red.
Yeah, the extra
So
items. Yep.
yeah, those extra items on there, and you can see how much of a difference it makes for some of the skills. Makes a huge difference. Like my toxic flame, dude, my projectile count on my toxic flame is 8, and that's just base. I don't have multi shot on it. It literally shoots 8 freaking projectiles out just because it's legendary.
Jeez Louise, that's
And it's
crazy.
100% more dot damage. I unfortunately I checked Fireball. It doesn't ever gain a projectile. You have to keep multi-shot on until you get to the Zodiac tree, where you can get the 2 additional projectiles, and then you can decide to stay with multi-shot for clearing map trash and have 5 projectiles, or just go back down to 3 and get rid of that multi-shot and replace it with another pure damage rune, because multi-shot decreases damage. It helps. You kind of have to have it. You can't not have it, but you'd rather not take that loss of damage. And there's also a scepter that drops in the mapping. It's an enhanced item. That's one of the rares, that has that purple hue to it. You might have seen it on some of people's profiles.
Mm-hmm.
And it drops with implicit of up to.
Oh man, that took a lot of gold. Sorry, cut you off. Holy crap!
Oh, no worries.
I just
Actually,
upgraded that thing all the way to the max or whatever. It just took like 150,000
Yeah.
gold just to upgrade that bad boy.
Yeah, it's expensive. And that's where your gold goes. That's if you were wondering where the gold goes, it's that.
Yeah.
Increasing your skills is by far the most expensive thing that you can.
Oh, that hurt.
I was gonna say you get additional projectiles. You don't. You get actually, do you? I know you get Pierce count scepters. I think there's also projectile implicit out there as well, which can also kind of change. Once you get different gear items, it'll help you kind of change things around, because there's some pretty cool stuff that can help you diversify your build later on down the road. But just keep in mind, if you don't think you're gonna trash the boss, always remember to put that Elite Slayer on, because it is a huge damage increase to pull that multi-shot off and put Elite Slayer on.
And the elite bosses, I mean, those aren't on the map though, right? Those are the ones where you have to.
No, it's all of it. It's anything that's not a normal is considered elite. So the blues, the yellows, all of those guys are considered elites. So it's a good thing. Like with my Toxic Flame, I ran Elite Slayer on it while I was mapping the entire time. until I got so many, magic synthesis and rare synthesis that I didn't have enough slots left to run it anymore. It just wasn't, but it's the best room for boss killing. Yeah, it's not the best room, but it's like top 3 for boss killing. Period. Like I said, there's a couple synthesis rooms that are, because they're the synthesis rooms are amplification. And I don't know if you know that amplification is a pure multiplier. So whenever you see that, that's why it's always a low number, like 8% or 5% or 10%, because that is it's a pure multiplier. As with everything else that's like percent elemental, it's all cumulative. So if I'm doing 1,000 damage right now and I do 30% more elemental damage because I put an item on, cool, then I'm doing 1,300 damage. When I put another 30% elemental damage on, I'm not doing 1,600 now. I'm doing 30% more of 1,300. Does that make sense? It's additive. It's not multiplicative.
Yeah, which is why it's such a low number, because it's not a percentile chance. None. It's just a raw multiplier. I get it.
Right.
That's
so
cool.
Whenever you see amplification, those are the ones you want to go with. That is the big holy shit number. That changes your step 5. Yeah, I think when I clicked my first room, actually I'll pull it off right now. I'll show you. You see what my toxic flame. If I take my 25% damage amplification off, it goes from 176 to 139. The 40,000 damage on my skill room from that one skill that I pulled off. Yeah, 37,000. That's how much, and that's 24% amplification.
Wow. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
I'd say so.
Yeah, look at that. So I took off 90 damage percent, my spell damage room. I take that off, it's 90%. I take it off, it goes down 15,000. I take off my 25% amplification, it goes down 40,000.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Amplification's a much different number.
Wow.
So just keep that in mind when you're seeing different gear and different things out there, different rooms.
Okay, so we got 19, 18, 17. I don't think I have enough to upgrade that. Talking out loud, sorry.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, multi-shot, the only reason to upgrade it is, of course, it just lessens the dampening. So, but it's a dampening is the opposite of amplification. And, if you don't know their terminology yet. Dampening is purely, it's the worst thing you can do. It is a multiplier. It's a divisioner, basically. It's a division, right? So if you dampen if you're doing 1,000 damage and you do 20% dampening, then you're doing 800 damage, right? It literally is 20%, no matter what. It's straight off the top. So that's the problem with multi-shot. While you have to have it to map, it is a big. I mean, you can just delink it and you'll see your number go up. What is it? 21K? Yeah, if you pull it off, you'll see how much it'll jump.
Which one?
Just remove multi-shot from your link real quick. It's 21K, right? Is your what's your fireball say it is? 21K?
Yeah, it was 21K. It actually went up by removing it.
Yeah, how much did it go? So yeah, just pulling it off because it's a dampener, so it reduces damage just having it on there. But you kind of have to run it with max setting. Trust me, I've tried it without it in beta. It's just
no, I get it but it adds more, so it's hitting more objects though.
Right, and also the AE, the splash damage, it'll hit everything. So if your fireballs, if 2 of them hit close to each other, the splash will hit both mobs both times. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that splash damage, also the splash damage hits its own target as well. So if you go to the scarecrow and you cast fireball on a single scarecrow, you'll see the hit of the projectile and you'll also see the area affected. Does that make sense? You'll see 2 numbers. and then you'll start seeing the burn. So just something to keep in mind. But that's why multiple projectiles is good on Fireball, even though it reduces the damage, because that splash damage will stack up on all that trash that's within the splash area.
I got you. I'm thinking.
You could put a level 1 area damage on there, wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, with the meteor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's go. I'm running out of money, so I'm gonna have to just
Hoping to
go
grow
grind.
stronger.
Yeah, but what I wouldn't do though is try and duplicate right now those indie game builds you see that link meteor to it. I wouldn't do that. I don't know if I would ever do it because you're giving up a huge damage slot to link it.
Yeah, when you can just press it and independently fire it whenever you want it.
That's the way. If you're gonna do it, independently fire it when you think you need it.
Yeah. No,
And
that
also,
that makes sense.
If you didn't know, that meteor, well, it has to be on your main cast bar to cast it, but your buffs and shit can be on your alternate bar. They don't have to be on your main bar. You can toggle them on your alternate bar when you get like enhancement runes or like self buffs and barriers and shit that you can put on.
Mm-hmm.
When you get those, just keep in mind you can put those on your back bar, turn them on, and then switch back to your main bar. So
And they stay on? What?
Yeah. Same with
that I did not know. That's interesting.
And that's the same. That's the truth also for a linked rune. That you're not if it's a linked rune, you don't have to manually cast it. You can put it on your back bar to trigger it too. You don't need to put it on your front bar. So if you had Meteor linked and you put it on the other bar, it would still cast, even though you're not on that bar.
Hey, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, just something to keep in mind. A lot of people
that did not say that explicitly, but that's great. That's great to know.
Stuff in this game is like you got to get past a lot because like it doesn't spell some of this shit out like.
Yeah, because like you have the ability to do a shield or like different things like that or whatever. So that is interesting that they allow you to. Okay.
Yeah, I actually run shield. I just started about the time your stream started when I hopped in there. I did like 2 maps before that maybe with a shield. I switched one of my scepters to a shield.
What are the ones that here, let me look at that. So like the other thing cool about this website, I did the toggle. So the toggle would be active skills that are always running. Right? So you got Illusion Axe, Blood Explosion, Enduring Pain, Seal of Condensed Destruction.
Yep.
Which that's a magic. Seal of Defense, which is a magic. That's a red. Seal of Crowd Control, and then you got rare Seal of Physical Domain, Seal of Striking. And then you have green Illusion, Arrow, Poison Explosion, Counterattack, Seal of Accuracy is a magic. Seal of Dodge, Seal of Critical Chance. And then you get a Sentry, Rare's Veil of Protection, Seal of Chaos Resist. And then go to blues, Unite Crowd, Cold Armor, Thunderbolt, Seal of Condensed Elements is a magic, Seal of Element Resist. That could be good.
Yes.
Magic.
It's magic is the one you want too, just so you know. Seal of Condensed Elements, sorry, is the one you want for damage.
That's the one you want for damage.
Yeah, that's the one you'll be shooting for to enhance your damage. And keep in mind when it shows that amplification, it says the resource cost 20% amplification. What that means is your resource cost is amplified by 20%. So it's your mana usage basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So, it just eats away at that. I noticed that before because then it shows up right there by where the bubble is and it says like 1.2 whatever in like a little box or something. It shows you that it's being.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, which a lot of these builds with spells and stuff are going to be like that, right? I mean, you have to have, a lot of intelligence in the build.
You don't if you offset it with magical kill or something like that, but you have to have something. You'll chew through your mana. You have to have something offsetting it, whether it is building, regen, pot pot efficiency and cooldown timers, which I don't recommend because it'll eat your gold, just using pots to offset it. There's mana on hit. There's several things in the Zodiac tree, but yeah, you have to do something. I don't recommend building intelligence. I wouldn't use any more intelligence than it takes to equip your skill. That's all I would use, and that's because barrier doesn't have a mitigating factor. It takes 100% of the damage that's dealt to it when you get hit. It's 100% of it right off the top. So barrier gets removed damn near instant. It's a nice buffer to have. You want 1 or 2 items on your body with barrier, simply because it will save you health potions. Because lots of times you'll see a barrier drop down and boom, dodge, right, get out of the way, and then you can run around second barrier recharge. So it's a nice little failsafe, but it's not a good defensive mechanic for survival. You're really going to want to build armor. That's just
armor.
They need to fix the game to where the others are more viable earlier in the game. There's some people that run full barrier late game, like level 90 plus, that have made it work. But it's from everyone that talks about it, that's tried it. It's just like minions. It's just like sentry builds. It's just like crit builds, in that you have to go 100% at it. You have to spend all of your Zodiac points on it anytime you can, and you can't do it till late game. But that's kind of true with all 3 of those statements. And in melee too, some people say that you can build melee as well, but you don't want to do it until you're in game, until you've got all the gear set up in your chest, ready to go. You've got all the skill runes ready to go, and then you just throw it all on at one time, and then you go out there and fight, because it's just not something you can do successfully early in the game. I don't think they have it balanced very well early game on some of those things. They need to make it more accessible. And it wouldn't have been hard to do. They could have just put, if you're...
So, the other thing is, right now I can see my damage on this one, but I need to change the Zodiac, because my Zodiac I had a lot of poison and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. That's also free for you right now still too, though, right?
It should be, yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, on your Zodiac, while you're mapping, it is 100% damage while you're mapping. Literally 100%. Whenever you have a choice, it's damage. Every time.
Yeah, but it should be damage upon the spell, not damage upon attack, right?
Yes, damage upon a spell. So attack is always referencing bow or melee, right? It's always one of those skills. Those are the only things that are attack. Strike now can run across multiple. Strike can be spells, bows, but it can be attack in various different bases. But attack itself is always on only bow or melee.
I got you. So, the casting speed, does it really cast that much faster, or when you're doing that fireball?
I would almost purposely not build casting, just being honest.
Makes sense.
And the reason, same reason I don't use daggers and I use scepters. Not only because it has the built-in elemental resist, which is nice, but specifically because it casts low. I focus on trying to hit hard with the one fireball that goes out, versus trying to cast 7 of them back to back in a string. And the reason you do that is because when you start mapping and later in the game and even the bosses, you're only going to get like one damn cast off anyway before you have to move again. It's like cast, move, cast, move, cast, move. So that cast speed doesn't help you in a lot of scenarios, if that makes sense. Because you're not getting to just stand there and just cast as fast as you can. It's not like you're on the boss level, right? You're having to move non-stop. So you want that one that goes out to be very impactful. So when you have a choice between cast speed and anything else, hit rate or anything else that's damage related, take the other thing when you have the choice.
So on this one right here for the...
Well, go ahead.
On this one right here for the because I'm trying to reset them or whatever. So this one has the damage upon the spell, but you can go 3 ways. So down the middle is the element resist. On the bottom is the damage spell, but you get mana. And the one above it is you get HP. Which one do you think
so
is?
How I would do that is I would build down the middle. And I would do that because that's going to help you with your elemental side and start building armor. Remember we talked about switching, you need to go ahead and start just building out towards armor. That'll help you on the physical side. So on your tree, you can build element where you find it, and then on your gear, you're building armor. Does that make sense?
So I want element resist then.
That's what I would do. But I would go, I don't know how many points you get, 40 points? Yeah, so what you do is I would go right down the middle, all the way to the 10% right there. Now I would go up to the 3% HP, all the way up.
Mm-hmm. So not really worried about getting mana, right?
Well, I do both, but I have more points now. So and then I go to the damage one next, from the HP to damage, down to the left.
This
top
one?
left. You're a little delayed on stream, so I don't.
Oh, you're talking about the damage upon spell plus 25 HP?
Yes, that one. And then I also go the other way, exact opposite of that, get the 5% mana and the 10% damage. So on spell plus 30 mana. I get all of those gold nodes on that tree. I have every one of them.
You're not worried about the spell hit rate, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. It's fine. I can grind away and get more Zodiac. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. I'm just trying to, theorize, what's more important. Like, because I know HP, you don't want to die, right? I mean, but that's all part of your moving around and dodging. But, I mean, also mana is a pretty big issue. But I get what you're saying is that you only want as much as you need, and then you just kind of increase it as it goes, to make sure you're keeping up with the status quo, because it's just going to eat away at it. I get that.
Yeah, the only thing with mana is you don't need to build the pool necessarily. We only did that because it was 2 clicks to 10% damage. And it was like the mana was a bonus. Because your pool, it's nice to have it, but your innate pool, just from having enough to even cast Fireball, is going to be like 221 intelligence you have to have. So it's a lot anyway. And the only way to sustain it is through something like mana on hit, mana on kill anyway. So you never need to look at mana regen in the Zodiac. Or really even mana pool, right? The only time you're going to look at it is if it's because it's in the way of a damage node. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So it was like, it's a bonus. It's like, well, I can use the mana, that's fine. And you can just 1 click away from 10% damage, so I'm going to take it. Nothing there. Nothing there, obviously. Nope. There's one here that's a good one, but it's not that one. Keep on going. Oh, you're in 4?
Mm-hmm. I did this
keep
one.
Going. No, not that one. Not that one either. Oh, you're delayed, so yeah.
I'm on the one right now, the seed with the damage spell. I went all the way down to area of effect down.
No, that's good. You did that right. That's exactly how I would do it. Did you open your next one yet?
No, I haven't opened. See, after this one, this is when it happens. So once you get to 4, that's when these special traits start popping up.
Oh, I didn't know it was that early.
Yeah, it's pretty early, but you can't do crap about it. Like, it's like you're just stuck wondering. That's what I was saying. Like, it was so complicated. I was looking.
Yeah, that's weird that they did that. So when you go to Brilliance right now, which is the one you're probably going to end up using, if you go up there and click that same one again, it's not, you can't put any points in it.
Oh.
That's funny.
Wait, what?
Yeah, try and click it.
Hold the fuck up. What the hell? How?
I don't know, but what you do here is...
What? Wait a minute. Wait, whoa. I went all the way through that thing, and it wouldn't let me do it. And you're telling me that right now... Oh my god, my head hurts.
You know why your damage was so bad.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is like, okay, so you have your... Yeah, hold on. So you're going through this, right? And you're clicking and you're going from 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 or whatever, right? And when I went to click, the one I wanted, unless I'm missing something, you saw it. It wouldn't let me do anything. And
No,
all I
saw
did
it.
was reset my points and click
Only thing I
away
can-
to reset these. And you're telling me that now I can do these?
Well, the only thing I can think though is that you had points when you were trying to do it before. That's why you weren't getting the red text. Remember, I was like, you should be getting red text there. You weren't getting red text because you had you had enough points spent.
I
That's
had
why the
points before. Like I would get like 2, right? Or 1. And I was looking for the next thing. But it
And
wouldn't
still
let me
there.
click on there.
Yeah, it must have just been bugged out. I
Oh
don't know
my
if you-
God. I'm such a
But
freaking
that does
moron.
explain why the red text wasn't there, because you had the appropriate number of points spent.
And I could have done this way earlier. Oh my God. I'm going to run my head in a wall tonight.
But you go up there because that's where you want to go. Check brilliance, and then look for your projectiles. See which one has the projectiles tree. I think it's under brilliance. It'll be the second one up in brilliance, which you can still look at. Or don't click that yet though, just in case.
Fuck.
Yeah, don't save that. Yeah, cancel. No, don't do that. Do cancel. Oh shit. Well, hopefully it was the right one.
Nope. It probably is not the right one.
Go back
But
out.
here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to reset that and do it again.
No, you might be fine still. Just go back out. Now go see where brilliance is. Go right above it. Don't reset it.
I'm not going to reset it.
Go right above brilliance. Go above it, the one that's closed that you can't get to yet. You can preview it.
Oh, you're talking about this one?
No. Go right back to the screen with the main zodiac screen.
Okay.
Top left, the very top left back button. Okay, see where brilliance is?
Mm-hmm.
That line that's coming up from brilliance to the next node. It goes up at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, I did
That
it.
green, click that.
I think
Okay,
we're delayed from the from the stream to the talking on Discord. Pretty
Yeah,
bad.
there's a delay. Go back again and then check. Go back to the main screen again. But you see the red text there? That's what you should. That's why you weren't seeing it. It's because you had spent enough points. Anyway, now go to the same node, but to the top left of it.
Okay, this one right here.
You see that?
I'm gonna circle it and wait for it to show up on the stream.
Yes, that one. Click that one.
Okay.
We're looking for projectiles.
Yep, it's projectile. It's right here.
Okay, yeah. So then you're in the right tree. You picked the right tree to begin with. Yeah, you're in the right tree, so you don't need to reset anything. You're in the right place.
Oh, because you have to go from it, right? You have to go up to the middle and then go up to it, right?
Yeah. And if you look at all those other trees, there's some huge survivability, and I mean that just really changes the dynamic of your build, whatever tree you start with on the outside. But yeah, that's the one you want for mapping for sure. And then as far as we can tell, forever. I don't know how bad the game is later, but
so on brilliance, I want to go elemental damage, and then elemental penetration, or do I want to go down and go to armor, or where to?
you're gonna get the most important two things is get acceleration and overpower. You want those two main nodes. Those are permanent buffs, basically. So you want to go 10% acceleration effect and then get acceleration. And you can click that little eye beneath it, and it'll show you what that's giving you. And the same with overpower, 30% overpower effect, and then overpower.
Holy cow!
Yeah, you see that.
Lots to learn.
And see the movement speed?
Yeah.
That's it now, 100%. You gained it. The game's gonna feel a lot better now. Just put it that way.
Acceleration effect, acceleration, and then overpower. Correct?
Yes, get those two first, and then we can talk about it after that. But those are the first. Those are the mandatory guide grab.
The 3, right? Overpower, acceleration effect, and then acceleration. Period. Right? 3.
You still need the overpower itself. So go one more to overpower.
Okay, so 4. We just put 4 on it.
No, one more point into the actual overpower node. The big gold one. That one right there.
Yeah, so 4. So I got acceleration effect and acceleration, the gold one, overpower effect and overpower the gold one, right?
Correct.
Right. No.
I'm looking for. What does that say on the 6% strike damage above your head? I can't see the rest. I guess I can check the Zodiac.
It says 6% DOT amplification. Is that what you're talking about?
Probably. It's in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm checking. I'll read it.
Oh, bottom right hand. We have damage taken decrease for 3 seconds upon barrier, or strike damage amplification, or element damage amplification at 40% or less HP. Is that what you're talking about? Like those?
Yeah, hold on. Okay, yeah, 6% strike damage amplification. Go to. You have 2 left, right? Yeah. Go to your fireball and see if it says strike on it. It should.
I don't think so. Hold on, I got that over here. I can look at this. The fireball. Fireball has spell, area of effect, strike, fire, and projectile. Yes, it has strike.
Okay. So go to your skill rune and then look at the damage, the total damage number on your skill rune.
Do you want me to go ahead and do these 2 or just back out of it?
So yeah, just back out of it for now. We want to check and make sure that we're not wrong after we do this. Because I know.
What does it do that for?
I don't trust. There's translation error, so I don't trust everything I read.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to figure out because it did it anyway. I don't get it. I clicked the X and then it just freaking whatever. That was dumb.
But that's okay. You have the ones you wanted. But go to your skill room real quick.
Okay. On my way. All right, skill rune's up. It says spell, area of effect, strike, fire, and projectile.
And the damage total says what? 24, 7, 25, right?
24, 7, 25, yeah.
Now go real quick to your test dummy.
What's the test dummy? What do you mean?
The training area.
Okay.
We just want to. Points are really important, and you don't want to screw them up. So we're going to make sure that what we do adds damage.
Yeah, I know, but it was like freaking. The bad part about it was. Holy cow! Hold on, I gotta toggle that off. That just.
Well, what you've done so far, I know adds damage. I know those without a doubt. What I'm worried about is the next 2 points, whether or not the strike damage is going to add damage. So we're going to make sure that it did, and if it doesn't, we have to reset the Zodiac.
Okay, so 3 dummies.
Change it to 1 mob if it's not, and then just look at the damage number that comes up.
Where is that at? Where is it in the settings?
The gold, the silver cog on the top right.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, one mob and then level 1. That's how I test everything.
1 mob and level 1.
Yeah, make him level 1.
Okay, it's level 1.
That's how you can always test this stuff whenever you're, one testing things. So just hit it real quick, and you should have a consistent number.
It's not even registering. Oh, it's still waiting because it's burning. It's not showing up on the. Oh, because I have to start the clock. All right.
No, you don't have to start it. You can just press quickly, but you don't have T press, so it's not auto start. So, but if you left click it, it'll manually attack.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
But it's burning over time, so I'm trying to figure out what the total is. If I start the clock, it'll show the total DPS, right?
Yeah, but what we want is just a single strike non-crit. We just want to see what the single strike non-crit is. So just chain cast, just cast on a non-stop. You should see 16, 16, 16 every time.
Yeah, it's between 16, 8. It changes. Well, it's changing over time. 20, 20, 20, 22, 19, 20, 19. Huh?
I wonder why it's changing like that's interesting. I guess because it's not a dot, so I wonder...
Because it's not a single flame, it's 3.
Yeah, so it's adding up numbers. So yeah, go ahead and hit start and just do an active DPS test for like 20 seconds. Hopefully you don't mind doing this. I don't want to be wasting time. time. And also
Bro, I did this all night long. Like, being able to talk to somebody about what I'm thinking about is amazing. I'm not gonna lie, because
I'm making pretty sure that strike damage that amplification node is going to be huge damage increase, but I might as well check it before we click the button and make it fly. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just they're adding something the whole time and stuff. Because like Toxic Flame, there's one that no one knows about that there's been 2 points to get to that says it's like 15% damage amplification for poison enemies, but it doesn't work on the dock. I think it only works on like if you struck an enemy that was poisoned, not on just a dock ticking. Because I tested it, man. I tested it twice. I was like, shit, it doesn't change at all. And it takes 2 points to get to it. So if you just hit stop, it'll save it. You don't have to do the full minute. Just so in case you didn't know that.
I just did it for. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just did it for like a minute.
You got the mana potions and the gold. It don't matter. I know. I have like 1,800 mana potions, so I could care less. But. So anyway, what was your?
So we got average per second is 44,544. The accumulated damage was 2,672,000.
So what we care about here is strike count, which is 212.
The strike damage is 2,606 or 12,606.
Because that's what we think we're going to change.
Okay, so then go to the Zodiac and put that up.
Finish that strike amplification node, the overpowered node.
All right, 12,606. Let's go up here and do the overpower and then the strike damage, right?
Right.
12,606. Okay. And then redo the. Do you have to do the full minute, or what do you?
No, you do like 20 seconds from Destiny.
Okay.
Because it's averaged out, so we should see a considerable difference.
Yeah, it went up. Not much. 13,000.
Okay. So yeah, so it's a good node. But remember, that's for now, right? So that's a good node. You gained that, what was it, 1,000 or so damage, and it's just going to keep being exponential as you get more and more, because it's an amplification one, right? So the way it all works is all of your math is flat damage, and then done by all your multipliers that are 30% on 30% on 30% on 30%. Then the amplifiers kick in at the very end. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that 6% amplification later down the road is going to be 6% of a huge number.
I got you. So I guess the question is, on this node, let's take Brilliance, for example. Like, with me not having as many trait points as you guys have, or whatever, is the regular nodes any better for those points as opposed to the Brilliance?
No, not even close. Look at the acceleration. Oh, you mean the other specialization nodes, you said?
No, just regular ones. Like, I'm just saying, because you have to use your trait points, right? So, like, what I'm saying is like, you're putting your trait points into this specialization, which is good, but I'm just saying, at what point is it better to use the specialization as opposed to the regular ones with a limited amount of trait points?
The answer on that is never. The specialization ones, if you go look at those and numbers associated to them, they are way stronger than your regular nodes. You almost never see any amplification or build defining nodes in your regular tree. It's all going to be either just more mana, more HP, more armor, dodge, or barrier, or percent elemental or percent fire, right? You're not going to have amplification in there, or hardly anywhere, and you almost never have like extra projectiles, movement speed, or anything that's like build change. And if you go to your overpower, you'll see that is a base that increases your flat damage. That's why that's so strong in game. It's strong now, but it's just going to get stronger because it increases your base, which, again, like we talked about, your base, every time you get stronger and all those multipliers you're doing as you click another multiplying node and another amplification node, that base, the bigger it is to begin with, is getting multiplied out. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does. So like this one, after I get done with this node, now I go into like vacuum, right? Or whatever. It says trait points, a total of 45 or more are required.
Yep.
Like 45 of what?
Points spent. So go back to the other.
Oh, I have to spend a total of 45 and I've only spent 32. I got you. Okay.
Right. And when you get to that point, you go straight in here. It's just immediately. And then go back, I'll show you which ones you want to get. You want to get knowledge? Leave us knowledge. I gotta double it. I'll check.
Which one? On the specialization one?
Yeah. When you get to vacuum, you're gonna go, you're gonna get knowledge.
What does the knowledge do?
You can click on that little eye beneath it, it'll always tell you. So beneath the word knowledge. The letter I.
Yeah, I got you. I'm doing it. Okay. I'm gonna like get on my iPad and start looking at a bunch of this stuff. I didn't mess with this too much because I thought I couldn't do it yet, like an idiot. And then somehow it started working.
Yeah, so
Wow.
you're gonna go knowledge. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably there. 10% movement cooldown. Yeah, you're probably gonna go to knowledge, and then
go all the way to the element damage amplification, or no? Oh, look, it amplifies the taken too.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would go to knowledge, and then get the 30% element damage, the 30% area effect, 8% element damage amplification. That'll leave you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 6. And then for my 7th one, I would take either the movement skill cooldown recovery speed 10% or the plus 20 knowledge effect. But I wouldn't get the 15% element damage application and damage taken.
Okay. So I have, let's just go through this. So my number 1, I have the damage upon spell, damage upon spell, damage upon spell, all the way across. No casting speed whatsoever. That's what I have on the first tree. The second tree, I have damage, elemental damage hit rate, elemental damage, hit rate, and damage. I don't know if that's right or wrong. Did I do too much damage?
No, that's exactly right.
Okay. So I got my damage on that one. Then the third rune, I have the damage on spell hit rate, damage upon spell, elemental resist, damage upon spell, hit rate, HP, like we said, the damage upon spell plus 25 HP, mana, and then the plus 30 upon. So we got a lot on the third one. And that's the only thing I have. On the fourth one, I did the damage upon the spell, projectile damage, damage on spell hit rate, area of effect, and damage upon spell plus 30 mana.
Yep.
All the way across. Okay, so that one's good. So then, then we went up top. So then now I just got to spend some points in number 5 so that I can get the specialization. So I believe the element damage is the most important, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be flash.
Yep.
The category flash. So I'm going to do elemental damage.
And I would take the top.
The elemental resist? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I would take all the way across the top.
Okay. That definitely boosted up a lot. All right. I can see the numbers popping off.
And then I would also do the 10% armor and then 25% element damage on the road just beneath the top. Oh wait, wait, don't do that yet because I forgot. You don't have excess points. Go check your next tree first. At some point you have like extra points because the way it works. So I already know that you're going to come back and get those, but they may not be best for you right now.
I think I need 45, so I have 5, 6. I need 7 used in this 5 before I can go back up to my specialization. Or I can go to 6. I can go to 6 too. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, go check 6. Go check 6 first.
Damage upon... No, that's elemental damage right here. So we have fire damage, right? We want to go fire damage.
Yeah, I'm going to double check. Yes, that, fire damage, fire hit rate, fire damage, fire damage. Yes, that's what you want all the way to fire penetration.
Yeah, because that's all about... You want all the fire right there.
Yep.
Okay, so I need 3 more. I don't believe anything on here is going to be worth...
Yeah. There was a couple more of those left, but I think they were century.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because I can always go back. Let's go back to number 5 and look and see.
Right. We're going to get going. When I told you, I was like, you're going to come back and get those. I just don't know if you need them yet or I can't keep track of when you had extra or not.
Yeah, okay. So you said go to the armor one?
Yeah, do that armor tree. It's armor 10%, and then it's the 10% damage.
Yeah, that's going to give me my 3 right there, which is going to unlock the next one. So it just unlocked the expert going up.
I would what? That's okay.
What?
I wouldn't have done that 10% armor, but it's fine. It's not a big deal.
I was just trying to use the 3. My bad. Which one?
Oh, you needed to use 3, then that's probably fine anyway. I didn't know that you needed to use 3.
Yeah, I just needed to use 3 to unlock the vacuum.
On here, knowledge is the first thing you want to go straight to knowledge. So that's the first thing you do.
Okay, I have 4 points left. So I got the just the basic knowledge one that you did, and then you said the movement or what? Or elemental damage.
30% element damage is next.
Okay.
That's
done.
And then if it's me,
area of effect.
Yeah, the area of effect for sure, and the amplification of area damage for sure. Those two that are no-brainers. And then now this one's up to you. The 20% more knowledge effect will give you more damage. The 10% movement skill rune cooldown will do exactly what it says. So it's really just preference. Whatever, more damage or a little more survivability moving around.
But the 10% of recovery speed, like my movement skill is what, the teleport, correct?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, what does that give me? A half a second? I mean,
exactly. Yeah, not a lot.
I'm gonna go with the knowledge.
It won't take life, maybe one time or here and there, but it is minimal for sure.
Okay, so yeah, so when I get more points, I should get the 15% elemental damage. No, well, you said not that one.
You're done in this tree because it's capped.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right. So then to get the third one up, the one you talked about, the waterfall, right?
It's a lot.
Yeah, I got to get 70. So that means I'm going to have, holy cow.
You'll be like
18.
Level 8.
Yeah, I got to get 18 leveled up. 18 more levels.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good objective to get to. I mean, screw it.
Now you have a really good understanding of what you need, what terminology you're looking for as you go.
Yeah, I never would have thought of knowledge or whatever. I would have thought of knowledge as being, but I guess, like spells and magic and stuff. I mean, that makes sense. Right. So like on the core though, I don't have any dexterity because obviously dexterity. I have 140 in strength and 150 intelligence. You're saying I should have more strength than intelligence probably?
No, what you do here is if you have a ton of gold, you kind of have to micromanagement a little bit. Go to your spell. That's the first thing you do. You go to your spell because it's going to have an intelligent requirement on it, and that's going to kind of be your basis of what you're doing. So go see what your rune actually
153.
Okay, so you got to have at least that, and if you don't, every time you level it up, it's going to go up a little, all the way to I want to say it's 212.
I must have some debuff because I only have 150, so I must have some requirement lessen something or whatever. I don't know.
Stats on gear, they also count towards being able to use it.
Yeah, so like I'm right on the brink. I mean, what I have right now, I'm like right on the edge.
I would leave it exactly how it is. The next thing you want to look at doing is as you go, or right now, or at some point. If you're not struggling, just go kill shield. If you're struggling, go to town, get armor. It's actually strength-based armor, and focus on like almost exclusively armor pieces. It's since you're gonna have some barrier innately because you have mana. It's not a bad idea to have a barrier item or two, maybe, but I wouldn't make it my big ones. I wouldn't make it my chest or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Something. And as you get up higher in the game, there'll be ones where they're split, they're hybrids, and that's what I run. I run two of my smaller pieces are armor plus barrier. They're split. It's a multi-stat, and then all of my big items are straight armor. But so that's what I would focus on if your survivability is low. Start switching out your gear and rolling elemental damage, fire damage, and doing armor pieces.
Yeah, I definitely need to do the fire damage. So like right now, on my weapons, I mean, I thought I got pretty good rolls on it. So like my left side, the prophet one, the elemental damage, I got damage against enemies affected by DOT. I don't know, that's probably not going to be any good. The speed, attack and spell damage, DOT amplification.
Put that one in your chest and keep it in case you hate Fireball and want to go back to Toxic Flame. There's no sense. It does you shit for Fireball, but I've never seen one roll that well for Toxic Flame with only 4 freaking stats on it.
I know, right? Look at this one. Look at my second one. Look at this one right here. This one has 16 HP on kill, weapon range, 9.5% speed, because speed was, you needed speed, right? With the freaking whirlwind, attack on spell damage, and then the gear critical rate, which that didn't matter. But yeah, I don't know. I had both of those.
That one is a perfect one to re-roll because that one actually sucks. Other than for a Fireball, and even for Toxic Flame, you wouldn't keep it. You wouldn't keep that, but it's not a bad one. It's nice because it has a lot of stats, but it ain't real good. You really want at least 3 damage stats, and you don't have that. You only have 1 pure damage stat, and that's the spell damage, attack, and damage. So you really want 3 of them. You're mapping, so you can get away with 2, but I wouldn't use that scepter. It wasn't bad for Whirlwind because it also had speed, which you really needed. But I would just re-roll that one. The other one, you do what you want. You can just re-roll it, but I don't know. That's just like a memento. I would put that stuff.
So for this one though, would a 2-hander be better than a 1-hander, or?
No. You still want to run 2 scepters. Exactly what you're doing. But you want to roll in fire and elemental and not dot. That's all.
Yeah. And then I had this one because of the elemental damage. I got the necklace, and it has the plus 38% elemental damage. And then on top of it, I got 22% additional elemental damage, 7% mana on a kill, 10% HP, and then the other ones are just 20 cold resist and plus 5 stats. I don't know. The last 2 are kind of me.
Yeah, the resists are big. It's nice to just have, you want a resist or 2 on your items. You want at least like 1 on every item. Just that way, if you do that, by the end, with all of your items together, hopefully it works out to where you're pretty close. You know what I mean? You're not getting your ass kicked on any one stat.
But you don't think on like a necklace though? For the necklace, should I be going towards... the reason I did this necklace is because it gives a base stat of elemental damage, meaning regardless of your roll, it has an elemental damage. other ones do
Yeah.
different things. You know what I mean? So
That's the right neck. It's just a question on the rolls.
so the only thing good on this is just the fact that it says an additional 22% on elemental damage on the roll.
Yeah, which actually, on the neck, the only two things you want are, I think, you can go look, but I think that's it. Is the elemental damage and then kill the XP. Other than that, you just want resist probably. But whenever you stick that in the crafter and then go select the item, go select that little yellow snake looking thing, and then click on the repeat settings, it'll show you everything that thing can roll. And then you'll have a good idea of the suffixes and prefixes that are available and as to whether or not that's a good item. But as far as the neck, I think that elemental damage slot right there is basically the only damage that you could have got on it.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong, but I think that's all you can get on it.
No, I mean that I thought it was a good roll, so I was like, I'm just gonna keep that one. I mean the other things, and then like on my helmet, it's 5 HP, 53. I did the mana regeneration and then hit recovery speed. I really don't think anything on here is.
You can damn sure re-roll that. Now, helmet is one that I think you have to look at, but it's one that a lot of people roll resist on. They try and get a good amount of resist on their helmet. I don't know why. I haven't looked at the stats on them. I've always just had a pretty good helmet, so I didn't mess with it. But I think it has a high resistance roll chance. Because when you go to look at what you can put on an item, it'll also tell you the percentage of it landing on it. So that'll really educate you on what the item should have, what's good for it, and what it can have, and the probability of getting it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. My shoulders right here, or my shoulder pads, I got a roll I thought was pretty good on a 7 on my first stat, which is plus 166 on gear armor.
Yep.
Now, it gave me mana regeneration, so I thought, man, just the fact that it gave me more mana and mana regeneration because I had problems with it, and it gave me that great gear armor, I just kept it right there because it was just, I was using too many up just doing rolls. Because this is an 18% rare item, so it's pretty good.
How are you currently crafting? I mean, how do you go about it? What is it? When you go to craft, how do you do it?
Okay, so, like, I mean, this is, I don't know if it's right or wrong. Okay, so this is what I do. So, like, if I buy an item, right, and then I'm going to go into enchant the item or whatever, I'm going to log it in, right? So let's just say I pick this one and I register it. First off, right here, I hit the magic upgrade essence until I can get 3 slots. And then I click the magic birth essence or whatever to try to get some of the things that I want, even though I know the numbers are a little bit lower. So because I don't have enough of the rare ones, I mean, I have 48 right now, but it just eats them away. It's easier for me to buy and get the magic one. So anyway, so I try to get at least a couple stats. It don't have to be all 3, but just a couple stats that I really kind of want or whatever. Then I'll add in the additional one if it doesn't have the third one, you know, which is kind of like just the chancy roll to find out what it is, right?
Yeah,
and then
you want to have all 3 visible before you even bother clicking the yellow.
Yeah.
You want to know what they are.
Yeah, so I clicked the magic one, you know what I mean, to add one more, and then, you know, sometimes it's just shit, and I just re-roll all over again with the other ones. But anyway, once I get something that I feel is halfway decent, I click on the rare one to make sure I know there's this other one that it could be rare or could be magic. I just use to go to the rare, and then it usually adds at least 1 for sure for 4 total, but sometimes it does 2 and I get 5 out of it or whatever. But then once you get that one, if it's pretty decent, you can click on the rare chance essence or whatever, those one pieces, and like it'll re-roll the stats for each one, not the type of them, but it'll redo like, you know, like the total amount or whatever to get a higher.
That square that's right beside it, you don't want to use any of those while you're mapping to add that sixth slot if you didn't get it. So those are super rare, just so you know.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't even have any available. But I mean, that's in theory, that's how I'm doing.
Yeah, then you're doing it right. That's why I just wanted to make sure you knew how to do it. And then what I do though is because I have enough mats now, because they really do start dropping like candy. When I do that yellow, if I only get one ad, I don't. I usually just I make it gray again, and then I go back. I look for 2 additional yellow slots typically, or I just start over. But that also may be a level item thing. It may be harder because you can get 3 after you do that. It's 6 slots of what your yellows can be, but maybe they can't be on these lower level items. I don't remember, to be honest with you, unless you force them by using that one.
I've got a 6 before on a low one when I was going up. It wasn't very easy, but I would say that I actually got easy on 5. I got 5 quite a few times. 4 was just like a shitty roll.
And that's why, like, I usually will. If I just, when I click it and I only add 1 slot, I'm like, you know what? Unless they're really good rolls, then that's when you decide, do I want to use the yellow thing to add the slots? Because all of it, the rest of it is perfect. And that's when you'll be like, okay, yeah, that's really good on the other ones. Let me go ahead and just spend that rarer currency to go ahead and just add in the 5th and 6th slot if I need to. But that's fine. I mean, it looks like you have the grasp one. If that's how you do it too. In mapping, I mean, in early game. Later, you're gonna want to change the way you do it a little bit, but that's down the road, and there'll be guides out by then to where you can kind of reroll just suffixes and just prefixes, where you can really actually do pretty good targeted crafting. But it takes some of those that are a little further down the tree to your right there to do that, and nothing to worry about for a very long time, probably 50, 60 game hours. So, but hopefully there'll be guides out by then.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I guess to me it seemed in this game that the most important was the rune and the link runes. The Zodiac was complementing or enhancing those and multiplying those runes and link runes to give you like the blunt of it. And then the equipment just like complemented it. So like if you wanted specific things like HP on kill or mana on kill or armor or, you know what I mean, different things on your person, it was complementary. So to me, it always seemed that like, even though all 3 are important, like it seemed like the mass amount of damage and oomph in the game is coming from your runes and your link runes.
It is, and it isn't. That's not true. That is probably the biggest source, but that's because the math that holds true throughout the game is base stat multiplied additive stat, and then multiplied multiplicative stat. Amplification being the last one, right? That's the way the whole game works. So your skill rune, anytime you increase it, you'll see the base stat goes up, right? The base damage, the fireball, the pure damage of it goes up. That's why the skill rune is so damn important. But that same thing being said, when you get that implicit plus fire damage roll on a scepter, that is just as good as getting maybe 1 more skill rune level, right? Because it's still the same thing. It's really, that's what the basis of the game goes down to, are those 3 things: base, multiplied, amplified. That's how and they all 3 do the same thing. Gear does it, Zodiac does it, and the skill rune does it.
So let's try this one that you said. So this one that you definitely said re-roll on this one, which is the 16 HP on kill. There's 5 of them: weapon range, speed, attack, melee, and just the gear critical rate. Right? That's the one you said for sure. Just re-roll that one, right?
Yeah, for fireball, yes. It's
okay.
That's the only roll you got was the attack and spell damage, and it's only a tier 3.
So you're saying if I put this in enhance right now, you actually knock it back down to an unrare status?
No, you're already at 5, so this is one of those occasions where I would just
re-roll it.
I would just re-roll your yellow. Where are your yellow ones at? Yeah,
I have 48 of them.
At least a couple times, just to see if you can get lucky. If you feel like you're getting low on those mats and you have a shit ton of the other ones, which is the way I am, I have like 3,000 of the blue ones, literally.
Oh no,
Um,
I'm kind of low on them. I only have 85, so pretty much like double to what I have with it.
Yeah, in your current map situation, if I'm you, I would just click that one 10, 15 times and see if I can get just 1 or 2 damage stats on there and call it a day. Also, that being said, don't do anything if you want. Maybe just go map real quick. You might be fine.
That's okay.
Or just let's see, get a couple and see what we can do.
So right now I did it twice. We have an attack at spell damage, but I don't really like weapon range, damage against crowd control enemies, dot amplification, poison damage. To me, this is a bust. Let's go again.
Really trying to pull you a toxic flame stat. They really are.
Poison damage. I don't need poison damage. Now this one gave me fire damage, HP on kill, burn rate, cold resist, and an optional one that I can click.
Yeah, this is one I would take that gold coin and add that 5th slot in, and I would burn. I don't like the burn.
You don't like the burn?
I wouldn't keep this one. Don't do it. I wouldn't do that if you didn't already.
All right. No, I haven't done it.
Yeah, you really want that elemental one on here as well. You want the fire damage, but you want the elemental too.
Holy cow, this is well, except for the freaking DOT amplification. So I just got 1634 fire damage, attack and spell damage 10 to 13.
And remember, the dot still does help you. It's not bad. It helps you. The fire is a dot, so it's not a bad thing to have. Right. And it especially does help on bosses because it will tick down.
So you're saying I should? Well, I have to go back. I got to figure out where. I'm gonna have to go back, and if I take the one off and get the other one, I'm gonna need. I got to go back to the act that came in.
Yeah, just go run your maps. I think just go run. Go where you were and see if it feels better. Right? You were kind of running. See how it feels compared to what you were just doing.
Oh, okay. Why isn't it doing it? Come on now.
Oh, you didn't. You must have left out without a waypoint. You hadn't got the waypoint out yet, so you didn't have to walk to it. Just click on your quest. It should take you to the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the door.
Yeah, that's why.
That's frustrating.
Go waypoints in there, I guess.
Holy crap.
Does it feel a little bit better? Flame.
Yeah, that's different. That's definitely different from toxic flame.
Is it not piercing or is it?
I mean, to me, it's
Hard to tell. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Should I just stand still and see what it does? Let's try it out. They're gonna come right here.
Like you don't have to. Were you with toxic? Well, you were with the world. So you were just, but like when I play with toxic flame, I have to constantly be back. Because it dots them, but I got to go back all the time.
Yeah, it's different. The build is different. You might have to get used to this.
Yeah, it's a ranged build. You want extreme clear, right? So you enter around the screen, you kill, you move forward, you kill, you move forward. That's how you play. It's a pure range build. So when you see mobs, you stop. Do you not use auto fire?
I do. I just wanted to get used to the build before auto fire. I'll just do it right now. I just toggled it on. I was just trying to get used to the way that it feels without it just auto firing, you know? Because when it auto fires, it stops your movement, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
yeah, see, it's not even toggling on.
It's on as soon as you stop. This is just stop moving. So this is how you play this one. When you see enemies, just stop. It'll cast.
Oh.
All you do, you run, you see a monster, you stop, and then you start casting, and you teleport wherever you go. that's why I like it with it on, because I thought it was kind of easy. I'm like, this is kind of cheesy shit. I don't even play my own character. But it really just changes what you do. With it on, focus on the mob, you just focus on your feet and defense, where you're getting your ass handed to you or not. So it just changes what you pay attention to. You're not having to click the mob, you're just having to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, that is different.
I don't know if I can go back to the game right now. So it's so much different. Like,
Woo! Man, that guy giving me hell.
yeah, some of these are just high HP mobs. Oh, that's an orange ball. So yeah, you definitely can't face that big guy. You have to play with. But see, you're level 55. What is this map?
60 something.
Well, yeah, and that's fine. You would do face rolling shit in your own level.
Yeah, because this one, because it says that the monster level is 61 and I'm 55.
Oh, yeah. And that's the biggest problem I've seen with people that complain about the bosses, is that the game is not scaled. You don't level fast enough, period. If they would have done that, they would have had a lot of people that were reviewing it saying it feels pay to win. They can't beat the bosses without buying gear from the auction house. And you go look at their gear, they're full blues. And they're like 7 or 8 levels under the map. And I'm like, dude, I'm not saying it's not pay to win, but you don't have to do that if you would fight at your level, You're kind of making it worse than it is.
Yeah. But see, like the whole pay to win conversation, because I've been throughout all kinds of games that are, extremely pay to win, like mobile games, you know what I mean? That's when I started my channel. It was literally like mobile games. Okay. So there's a big difference in the effect of pay to win in, let's say, like a war game. Let's just take, for instance, like God of War or Clash of Kings or anything that's a build your base or build your whatever, go onto a map. Why? Because one, you get so strong because you level up so fast that you can literally ruin everybody else's experience of the game, because now you can't farm for resources, you can't do anything because they're constantly attacking and doing whatever, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. You literally get melted all the time by this guy, right? To me, that's paying to compete against somebody else and you win and it's ruined. Just like we'll take like an ARPG type thing, Diablo Immortal, right? Diablo Immortal, you buy all the stuff, and so one, you get all this cool crap from being an immortal, right? Well, pay to win guys are all going to be in a clan with immortals, and they're always going to get the best stuff, and all the PvP, all the extra stuff that you can't get any other way, you have to, pretty much buy to be able to compete so that you can get some of the same stuff. To me, that's heavy pay to win, right? Because you're paying to win. But like this game, and I'm not in end game yet, so I'm sure it maybe changes a little bit, but end game on this one right here, it's like there's not like some title you're getting for PvPing players that you're getting items that you could never get no other way other than, other than beating the guys that are paying a bunch of money to be super strong. To me, it's like, if I want to go about this slow or fast, if I want to go about, playing the game through all the way through 10 and then further after that, like you could grind away and you could do stuff for free for it. Now, storage, I understand you have to buy that, and I understand you have to buy if you want the exact thing and you don't want to wait on the chance or the time, you know what I mean, to do that. So I understand that that's a pay to win aspect. But one, if this game was $60, you know what I mean? What's the difference between you buying storage or just buying the game outright with free storage at $60? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's an arguable point. But two is like, okay, well, then it comes down to the shop. Like you're buying a bunch of stuff and you're getting exactly what you want at an accelerated rate, right? But here's the thing. You could get it otherwise. Now, if the chance is 5%, it's still 5% that you could get it otherwise. In games like we're talking about heavyweight pay to win, you ain't even getting the chance to get those items unless you're paying money and being the top 10 and getting, you know what I mean, the goodies from the rewards.
And I don't know if you noticed, but like Immortal was actually they were threshold. They had a threshold on them. Like you get like 2 uniques as soon as you log in. You get like two uniques or legendaries or whatever, like within like the first hour or so. And people were noticing, were like, dude, I haven't gotten one in like 6 hours now. And then also the same with all the chest drops and shit. Everything was like front loaded in the first couple hours you were on, and then like just would not fucking drop anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, not only they're doing all these back end algorithms to where you really can't grind that game out. You just can't.
No, you can't, and that's why a lot of people dropped that game. There were big people that dropped the game because they saw it as predatory. See, there's a difference between like, I mean, once again, monetization in itself is just a way to bring in revenue, right? Well, you have to bring in revenue, but a good gaming company is going to keep it at a minimum, maybe just skins or a couple different things, you know, and so they generate some money, some cool items, you know, or whatever. When it becomes predatory is when you literally hire people that program to make you spend the money and you don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah, and it's what's funny is it feeds on it feeds on kids and even very intelligent narcissistic people who can't be taken, right? You can't trick me, you can't fool me. No, yeah, the human psyche, the way we work, the way we're wired, it fucking works. I mean,
No, and I understand that, but that's why I'm saying predatory. When we talk about predatory monetization on pay to win, that's what I account that as. Is like when a company purposely is manipulating the psyche to do that.
And that's what fucking Immortal did with hiding everything. We didn't even know what the in-game gym looked like for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We didn't understand that you could then turn that gym into another gym that you stuck 5 gyms inside of. They didn't even tell you any of that. It's like, oh, you can't buy power. Holy shit! What do you mean you can't buy power?
Yeah, you can totally buy it, you know. But if the game did not have the PvP and the items, these special items that only immortals can get, or whatever, you know what I mean, like the PvP guild immortal whole system and stuff to be able to get, you know, spectacular items. If that was gone, let's just say it's gone, and all you're doing like on Diablo 3 is just grinding leaderboards, which is just a bragging, right? But you can still do the overall gameplay, you can play with your friends, you can do everything, then it don't make a crap if the next dude spend $100,000. Like, he's playing with 5 guys that want to play big, that's fine. It's not ruining my experience. You see what I'm saying? Like, but in that game, it is, because you ain't getting nothing if you're just regular campaigning. Like, you ain't, you're out of there.
That was pissed off. He wanted a refund. It's like $100,000 because he couldn't even queue into PvP anymore. He was so his gear score was so damn high that it wouldn't match him with anyone. He would just sit there. He couldn't play anybody. So he was going.
Oh my god.
He spent himself out of the game.
Yeah, I totally.
It's the most, like I said, it is very pay to win able, because you can just buy rubies straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So it absolutely can do it, but it's the most free to play friendly pay to win type game I've ever seen. The drop rates on this game, it's like paying, like I put on the ARPG, you know, Aaron, the YouTuber's review, which was a really bad review on his part. I thought it was just really, I don't even know where the hell he was coming from. But the way I said it was, if you look at it as a $90 USD game, call it $90, buy the essential stash tabs and backspace, you don't ever need to pay another dollar. Seriously, you just don't. The drop rates are really good. You just look at it as a pay one-time game instead of pay for free, pay for or pay to play, buy all these rubies, buy the gear, which is just going to ruin it for you anyway. You're not. I mean, what are you doing then if you're just going to go buy all the gear off? What's the point of being on the leaderboard? Which we all know what the leaderboard is anyway. If you're on the leaderboards, you probably spent a good amount of money. So we kind of just miss the leaderboards anyway these days, or I do on any games like these.
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree. I think that you know, if anybody wants to spend money, they should be able to, but it should not massacre or hurt somebody else's experience of the game. So, like, if some dude wants to whatever buy his way up instantaneously and be at the top or something like that, if the only thing that it's affecting is, like you said, a leaderboard and other people who are gamers or whatever, like it's not ruining their experience. They can still play with people, get different stuff because like whether or not he spends a bunch of money or not doesn't mean that you can't figure out a better crafting or they add items later and you can recraft and re-roll your stuff, you know, and become stronger or whatever, you know, like that.
And the whole thing is we're supposed to be fighting. This is a PvE game. We're fighting the game the whole time. We're not fighting. So it doesn't change my experience at all to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. And if anything else, it almost benefits me if those wells are out there because maybe they're in my guild. Maybe I catch them in a random fire queue. and that week I get to like, you know, level 40 on the spire because I had some freaking badass in there. I'm like, that's cool. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I mean, the whole monetization thing is a pretty touchy subject, but I don't see it going back. I mean, no matter how much people yell about it, I don't think that the industry as a whole will go back. I think they will limit themselves, you know, if they want a good game that's everybody's going to play. But, you know, I mean, I'm just a diehard person when it comes to like, I mean, paying money for expansion packs, additives, you know what I mean? Like side stories, different things like that. Like I definitely pay money for stuff like that. Like that's fun, you know, where you have a core gameplay and then you buy an expansion pack over here and get to do some more cool stuff, you know?
That's how I came up gaming. It was always buy the game and then maybe there's expansion pack. And you always hoped on the good ones. You're like, man, God, the game's over. I hope there's an expansion later or something. But yeah, that's it's not going back unless it gets legislated back. And the only way they're going to be able to legislate it is if it's just through the gambling laws. If they don't have actual loot boxes, if they keep giving you the percentages on the loot boxes, things like that, it's going to be hard to legislate it away. It is what it is. It's not going to go back financially. It's just too beneficial. It's just there's no way around it. This is by far the most money game companies are making is through this type of monetization.
Yeah.
The dollar speaks. It's just not going back.
And you know what the funny thing is? Here's the funny thing is that like with any industry, right? We'll take like in America after the Depression, right? We had the Industrial Revolution in which everything that we have is a meat grinder. I mean, think about it. Whether it's cars, homes, whatever it is, it's all about mass building. And they all built upon the principle of the Industrial Revolution. Well, guess what? Somebody came up with that theory. Somebody came up with that style or whatever, right? And then they applied it over and over and over again. So like the gaming industry had developers and different things, but when something gets big enough and more people buy into it, those high level guys apply the same theory and concepts that bring in revenue and shares and everything. And so the fact that we have so many games and such good games is because people have bought into the gaming industry, and these big level players that buy into the industry, you know, the investors and stuff like that, they have a certain formula. So some of these guys are like bound, you know, like whether or not they want monetization or anything like that, like they're bound by these big boys to get involved. But here's the thing. We look at it like from gaming and we say like, hey, this is like predatory. This is like bad because of the monetization and what they're doing, not realizing that like, dude, they do the same thing with your pills, with your medication, with your food, with everything. Like they've been doing it for years. You know what I mean? Like they've applied that formula no matter what they get into. If they buy Amazon or they buy whatever into it, they apply that same theory over and over and over again.
And they're not wrong. And it's human nature. They know us. They know what we're gonna do. They know what makes us tick. They know what sells, and they're not wrong. They're right. They've proven themselves. We eat it up.
We have
eat
to
it all.
change ourselves. If we all don't buy something or we all control ourselves and have, self-control or whatever, then it's a different story. But they ain't going to pay for classes and mentoring and everything else that's why a lot of people feel like in schools as being young, you need to be giving different tools other than just, some of the core principles they do. Like think about, teaching self-control or teaching problem solving or teaching, a bunch of different tasks that could help to be a better person after you get out of high school or whatever like that. No, they don't want to talk about that. They don't.
Yeah, they'd rather teach you, advanced algebra that you will use, approximately probably never in your life.
I know, right? But they also teach like, the fact of, so one, you do not question the system. Two, you do exactly as you're told. Three, you show up on time. Sounds pretty normal to a job, right? Don't question, don't go outside the box, sit down for 8 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why school was made, right?
Yeah.
It was 100% to train the workforce.
All the smart people are not putting their kids into public schools, dude.
Oh God, dude.
Elon Musk, all of them, like everybody who's excelled or whatever. No, they take them out and they put them into specialized stuff. They give them whatever they're good at. They give them the best training for what they're good at. You're creative, you can draw. Let's go all in on it. You know what I mean? You're competitive sport.
I mean, I'm fairly successful. I do well enough. And people, when they ask me, I always tell them, I was like, if you go to college, the only reason to go to college is because what you want to do in your life that's important to you, that you love, not for money, but what you love to do, requires it. If it requires college for you to do that thing with your career, then fine, go to college.
Yep.
From that, I wouldn't do it. Go find, if you find a tech school, find something else that is in the line of what you want to do. Anything you can do to avoid college, hands-on experience, internships, you name it, anything but college, if it's not absolutely required for what you're trying to do in your life.
Exactly. I mean, because it's crazy. Like people do it all that. Like there's known people. Like we have a math system, right? And we have a math system for college, and we teach it all the way up or whatever. But like some of the highest level geniuses, and some of them were malicious. Like take for instance the Unabomber, right? Like that was a malicious intent. The guy's motive is completely wrong, but he literally redesigned the entire math formula that resulted in such a big blast. Like he used his own math.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like how creative is that, where the system that we have and we teach is insufficient enough to where he can create his own system for the numbers to multiply it out so much more.
Yeah, it just goes to show you how awesome our schools are.
Yeah, right? It's just like, instead of like, like once again, terrible act of what the dude did and everything like that. But I'm just saying that like some of these guys that have that creativity, what happens if it didn't have to get to the point of something so bad? What happens if in his life they said, you know what? You're just a little bit too advanced for our math. I don't understand what you're saying. We need to put you into a specialized school. We need to put you into a specialized area and let you excel yourself. And maybe we can learn better math off of you. Maybe we can see where you're going.
Bad guy, hacker group. They do it with that bad guy group.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's like and once again, sometimes, it's malicious versus good versus whatever, you know what I mean? But my point is that there are people that can redefine the curriculum, the system. They can redefine how we do. China doesn't do math like America, or vice versa. You know what I mean? And at any point, somebody has to be willing to sit down and be like, okay, you both answered the question, but you did it 3 times fast and you did it in a way better way.
That was why I always, in math, and that's funny you say math, because I always got like 50, always got 50s and shit in math, because they always wanted me to show my work, but I never did, but I always got the answer right, because I could figure it out through common sense in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But pay attention to their formulas and how they want you to write it down. So I never showed my work. As well, showing your work is half of the score. And I'm like, well, give me a 50 and we'll call it a day. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I was rebellious.
Exactly, bro. That is that happens so many times. It's insane that it happens like that. And people that are very intellectual people, you know, they won't put it out there like in the public or something. But like, I'll just give you for instance. So like SpaceX and Elon Musk and stuff like that. Like when they hire you on, they don't tell you what to do. They don't tell you how to solve the problem. You're creative enough that when you were invited there, they want you to excel in your own unique way because maybe they're missing a key element that can make them better, make them bigger. And you have that. It's just because you've been suppressed so much to fit in the box that people want, you know?
Right. Yeah, there's no reason to hire a guy that's just going to do what you told him to do. That if I had the answer, I would hire somebody that would just do what I told them the answer is. I mean, that's a different type of job. It's like a machine laborer or something. Like, here, do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're in the engineering level, that's all you're looking for is intelligence, understand concepts, ideas, problem solving. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I've done a lot more with mine. I always tested around 165, 170 in my IQ, and I just never really, but I was never motivated to do it. I'm in fucking sales. I sell security and design security, which is nothing probably what I should be doing at all. I should have done something in the psychology field or something that would play a little more to my strengths. But
I know, and then you got to get up into your 40s and 50s before you finally recover off and probably get into something really cool and amazing, or maybe not. But you know what I mean? I just feel that like if as a kid, people cultivated that, what would the possibilities be by the time you're 50? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I dropped out. I didn't go my senior year. I got a job and just started working. I was not motivated in school at all. It felt like a total waste of my time. I felt like I didn't learn anything. I'm like, I was literally, only thing I did was go to hang out with my friends. And that was it.
Yep.
I didn't feel like I learned anything. They taught me the basics. And then once you got the basics down, it's like, okay, I get it. You know, it's like, okay, I get it. I don't need y'all anymore. You taught me how to learn. You know, I understand learning. I understand the process of learning. I'll figure it out the rest myself. Which, I don't know. That's probably why I dropped out. It didn't mean anything to me anymore. I didn't like school. It was boring to me. And
yeah, school is just an obligation, dude. I mean, it's just like they told you that if you get X, then, you know, Y will happen. That's it.
And also, I knew I wasn't going to college. I disliked the obligation of school so much that I didn't even care if college was good for me. I wasn't going. I always knew I could go get a decent job at any time, which I have. I've always had good jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if not six figures, always right at something that's survivable all the time. Always, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm okay. So I've always kind of been like, whatever. But yeah, it would have been nice to have like programs there that's interesting. They don't even test IQ in school. That's why. Why wouldn't you want to do? Why wouldn't you test IQ to see if there's someone that has a different type of, you know, intelligent level or skill set that they can go into a different specialization or something else, you know, put them in different classes but it's not, it is just a factory to pump out workers.
Yep.
They don't want to know if you're intelligent. They want to teach you how to do the basics and get by. And like you said, not question anything, be here for 8 hours, sit in your desk, do what you're told when you're told to, be a good little worker when you grow up.
Yeah, dude, they've been doing that stuff forever, man. I mean, think about, who do you think came over here to America in the first place? And then they were like, you know, they used it just for barter and trade. They got goods from America, brought them back to England, and were making killer bank on everything. And then they started taxing everything until rebels rised up. So they called them rebels, just people that got sick of the taxation, you know what I mean? And then rose up against them. You know what I mean? And said something. Then like, you know what? We'll create our own republic. And they're, oh no, that can't happen. No. Yeah. What are you talking? I mean, think about the theory of what America is. I mean,
but you know, what's funny is all of that. It just proved that while we've lost a lot of the bad through the years, human nature has still prevailed. We're right back to everyone, and
Right back.
because the more power you have, the more corrupt you are.
Yep.
And all we did was just reinvent their system again. Well, if we give you $500, they'll tax you on that. But they already taxed me on it when I made it, and they'll tax you on it again when you spend it.
Yep.
I mean, it's just fucking insane. We've become the exact thing that we rebelled against.
Exact thing. That's what a lot of people have been talking about for some years. It's because, it's, I mean, honestly, dude, I understand that it's like, generations have come and gone. So it's like different people. But think about this. If like you were doing something and you got defeated in a sale and you had to accept that defeat, would you just never sell again? No. You're going to learn how to be a little bit better on the sale next time. And you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? So like, you think the people that we beat to get America, you think they just like stopped? Think they were just like, nah, just forget it. We just won't do anything ever again. No, somebody's in the background somewhere becoming more crafty, more vigilant, better the next time. They ain't giving up. They ain't showing it down. So what do? It's like, oh, well, we can't have slavery and we can't have, all this different stuff or whatever. So let's just package it a little differently.
Yeah,
let's call it a little bit.
Yeah. Let's rename slavery to volunteer for work so that you can eat and sleep and survive.
I know, right? It's like I want to be independent. Okay, well, I was feeding and housing and giving you everything that you needed. Okay, yes, but I want to be independent. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you nothing, but I'm going to give you $15 an hour, and you just figure out how to make it happen. And it's like, but you're still doing the same thing. You're like working. It's like just a different way.
Live in your own house someplace else. Okay, I mean, you're not wrong, but it's just repackaged.
Yeah, it's just repackaged in a new way.
Freedom. Like, okay.
Yeah, and it's like, yes, but I get the choice, right? Because I have the money now, so I get the choice. So if I don't want to do something or do something, it's not just handed to me down from somebody isn't making the choice for me. And it's like, really? Is that really what you believe? You don't really believe that there's blockades or, herd you into the corner to where you have to do something?
Right. Something that pushes you in a certain direction.
Yeah, you don't think that stuff happen. Oh, here's what we're going to do. We're going to constantly have commercials all the time, and they're going to have a subliminal message. And then we're going to have, different things that are presented to you because you're a very visual creature. So, every time you see this, you're going to be activated by it. And like, yeah, dude, it's like.
People think they can't be brainwashed. I'm like, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Human mind is not different in you than it is other people.
I know.
It's absolutely possible for you to be brainwashed.
Okay.
It's absolutely possible for you to have thoughts fed into your head so often and repeated so many times that you come to believe it. It's absolutely possible.
I know, right? All you got to do is look at parenting.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, don't we do that? We raise up to the next generation. Then, like, if you do it to your kid, you control him. You put him in a limited environment. You regulate his environment. You regulate the outcome because one, for love, right? You care about your kids. So, I mean, that's a good thing. But if in theory you can make the child do that, then when you become an adult, you don't think that nations or people or organizations can do the same to you?
And that's where the human psyche, the narcissism of who we think, how strong that people think they are. That's what puts this. They jump through this mental gymnastics thing that, oh no, not me. You can't control me. You can't. And they also, though, in school, they try to teach independence and these things, and they prop up being strong and independent, and they prop up those ideas. It's almost counterintuitive in a way that makes you think, oh no, I'm strong, I'm smart, you can't brainwash me. It's almost a facade, as because now you think that no, you have freedom of will, you have freedom of choice. I mean, it's not that you don't, but you kind of don't.
You kind of don't, It's the age-old question. You get philosophical with that. Yeah, it's
not quite as cut and dry as just you absolutely positively do have 100% freedom of will. It's not quite that cut and dry.
Yep.
You can definitely be steered towards certain things.
All right, dude. Well, I'm gonna jump off. I gotta eat dinner.
Yeah, me too. My wife just think I heard them just get home. So
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate the help. Hopefully, you jump in next time when I go live.
yeah,
I got a lot to learn.
hopefully that build works out a bit better for you.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna rock it. I'm gonna think about some stuff tonight or whatever. I'd love to pick your brain apart some other time again too.
Yeah, let me know. I'll type it in here because I guess you can see this later. Yeah, I'll type it in Discord, just my in-game name. So if you want to, if you need help with an act boss or something, just hit me up.
Okay.
That's my I play women because I don't like looking at men's asses all day. But that's my chick's name in the game. I put it in chat.
Yep.
Draka. You're on. I assume you're American server, right?
Yep. American server. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right, man.
All right. Take it easy.
All right. Bye.